For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride.
When it comes to your car, you need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
A rivalry and a matchup that it seems every player that's ever been a part of it always remembers. It's Minot High, Bismarck High. Tonight, the storyline is thick because both of these teams are ranked inside of the top four, the state of North Dakota for 3A football here in 2023. Both teams are 5-1. Both teams looking to be at the top of the West region when the dust settles and it's all said and done. And it's a rivalry matchup unlike any other for Minot High School. They're in Demon Country tonight to take on Mark Gibson's Bismarck High Demons. Welcome into the MDU Resources Community Bowl here in Bismarck on a cold and windy Thursday night. It is officially football season, folks. Welcome into our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Train technicians, 15 minutes where you just stay in your vehicle. It's quick, it's convenient. You can't beat it. Valvoline brings you the 15-minute drive-through oil change and our pregame show here tonight as we get set and ready for what should be a doozy. The 5-1 Demons against the 5-1 Magi. It is showtime. We're going to bring in my broadcast partner. By the way, I'm Nick Hulberg, joined tonight by my broadcast partner and one of the greats to play high school football for Bismarck and for the University of North Dakota. It's Mr. Chuck Clairmont. Chuck, hashtag he's a demon, hashtag he's a magician. We promise here to keep it somewhat light here tonight. We'd have to, I think.
Well, it's been a long time since you and I were on the field or the ice or whatever. So, but that doesn't mean that we don't have a little bit of a maroon, me and Bismarck High, and obviously you and Minot in you. So we're going to call the game neutrally for sure, without a doubt, but it's going to be fun for you, and we're going to make it fun for everybody.
It should be a great one here tonight. Jordan Wilhelm, the head coach of the Bismarck High Demons boys basketball team, he texted me and said it best today. It's a rivalry as old as time. And in the prelude here tonight, talking about this game and how many guys remember this matchup that they play in. Talking to guys that are around my age at just about 40 years old, they talked about Weston Dressler and how much he just absolutely shocked and awed everybody in the state of North Dakota. However, they managed to get a win against him one night here at the MDU Resources Community Bowl. In your time in playing, what do you remember most about this rivalry with Minot High School?
It was always a battle. Minot was always 1, 2, 3 between St. Mary's and us and Minot. It seemed like in the West region every year. I remember playing back when I was a senior. We actually won the state championship. Mark Gibson was on our team. He was a tight end, and their quarterback, Sean Nelson, might even be listening out in Oregon. He's a big fan of Minot, both in the basketball side and in the football side. So hopefully, Sean, if you're listening, buddy, shout out to you. He was a quarterback back then. I remember winning by a few touchdowns. I believe it might have been 26-7, if my memory serves me correctly, that we won that and went on to win the state championship. But always a good game against Minot, without question. And I expect this one for Bismarck High. Not necessarily a revenge game, but Bismarck hasn't beat Minot for a couple years. And they got beat last year 27-7. And last time Bismarck High won was back in 2020. And that victory, and Bismarck actually leads 34-18 in the overall series, so it goes way back. That's just when we started kind of tracking it in 1975, when somebody went back that far. So these two teams, I think, they are two of the powers in the state of North Dakota. They are 2 and 3 in terms of, 3 and 5 in overall victories percentage in the history since 1985. So two power programs, and they are representing the 3rd and 4th best team in the state according to the media poll this week.
Game number 53 between these two schools, and a big one. How much stake do you put in this media poll that we're about to look at right now?
Well, of course we're accurate, and us media guys, we do this right. We watch these games. We to me, it's important for us to go out and make sure we're putting the right team where they are. And this is exactly when you show it, you'll see we picked. I know from the Bismarck High side, or Bismarck side, not the Bismarck High, the Bismarck side of PSP, the way the poll lays out right now, this is exactly how we laid it out. And I think those 5 teams, and then you throw Mandan to me in that piece, and I think Mandan is, those are the top 6 teams in my estimation. So the QRF poll, I don't think when it comes out, that comes out in a couple weeks potentially here, but it's not too early to start talking about where people are going to finish in this QRF, because it's no longer West and East. It's top 8 teams play, and you're ranked 1 through 8, and that's how you play each other at the end of the year.
The elusive QRF, the quality ratings formula. Nobody seems to know when it's coming out, but we know that it is coming. However, the 3A media poll came out earlier on this week. Shanley at 1, receiving all 20 first place votes. Cheyenne at number 2, Minot at number 3, Bismarck at number 4, Davies at number 5. Mandan receiving some votes. So was Century after week number 6 and the action that we saw in week 6. You had the opportunity to call Mandan against Bismarck. I had the opportunity to call Minot High and Cheyenne. Boy, talk about 2 different ball games for you. That game, we were tracking it as we were going in West Fargo that night, and all of a sudden it was looking down at the live look-in for Planet Pizza, and I about fell out of the chair, 42-26 or something like that at one point.
42-21. It was 21-6. Minot or Mandan was dominating that first half, or surely from the score perspective, and Bismarck High actually was 21-0. Bismarck High goes on and scores late in the first half, and then they got the ball to start the second half, and that's when things turned around. They got the running game going. Hankey ends up running for over 200 yards, and that offensive line, this was good old-fashioned Mark Gibson football, smash mouth, run the football, and super successful. Went on to blitz Mandan 42-21, and really were dominant in that second half. They wore out the Mandan and offense and defensive lines, and frankly, Hudson Sheldon has had a first half to remember. Unbelievable, played awesome first half, and then got a little tired. Bismarck High made some adjustments defensively the second half to keep him in the pocket, and Bismarck High rolled to victory 42-21.
They looked good when it was all said and done for the Magi. They took on a gritty West Fargo team. Let me tell you, there's some kids on that Cheyenne team that are the real deal. And we saw that with Caleb Deere. He made his return after going down after week number 2 for the Mustangs. He was an X factor in that ball game. There was plenty of them. Minot High suffered their first loss of the year last week against Cheyenne in a 28-20 ball game. Let's turn the table to this right now. You've been in that locker room. You've been on the field. That football brain for you. What does Chauncey Hendershot tell his team here tonight to the Magi after their first loss of the season, where not only have they been undefeated up until week number 6, they've dominated through the first 5 weeks of football? Well,
they hung their hat on defense, and they're still the number 1 defense, I think, in the state of North Dakota. Surely the West region just giving up 6 points a game. And hey, traveling from Minot all the way over to Cheyenne in one day and playing, Chauncey's not making any excuses, I can promise you. But that's not easy, okay? It's not easy for adults to do it. It sure as heck isn't easy for a bunch of 16 to 18-year-old kids doing it. And so that was a tough and tall task to play against that Cheyenne team. It's a quality football team. So I think they're going to take a lot of positive away from that. And the fact that they were in a close football game, and they know that in order for them to keep moving along in the playoffs and through the end of the year, that it's okay to play some close games. And losing a football game, while nobody wants to talk about those losses and say, hey, it's a loss, chalk that up to, a learning opportunity. But that's exactly what it was. It was an opportunity. I'm sure you watched the film about 100 times and came out with that saying, hey, there's some things we can do better. And against this stout Bismarck High defense, I'm sure Chauncey's going to have some tricks up his sleeve probably.
Mark Gibson on the other side after the win over Mandan. This is a team now in the Demons that started off their season with a loss against number 1 ranked Shanley, the defending state champions. They've been red hot since then, and they've kind of been flying under the radar in my mind this entire season long. For Mark Gibson here in year number 25 after being blanked in the win column last year at 0-9, this is a team that's back on the map, a team that is one to contend with. Tonight's storyline in this matchup of who's going to be the best in the West really has to go through tonight's ball game. For Mark Gibson's crew, does anything change from week to week that you've seen so far to this point in the year? And anything that you can see needing to be changed here tonight before the showdown with Minot High?
Well, Bismarck High is no secret. They're going to run the football. They're going to play good defense, and they're going to run the football, and that's not going to change tonight. That's what they're going to need to be at victory tonight for the Demons. And Coach Gibson, I'm sure he's going to throw some tricks up his sleeve as well. He's always talked about that saying, running out of some different formations, trying some different plays, trick plays, what different formations, different things. So they're going to see that because, of course, now with PSP and every opportunity to watch every basically football game of the year, he's probably watched PSP and listened to you 5 times now this year and watched those games, and there's going to be no secret for either side. But Coach Gibson, he's going to relish the challenge, as is Coach Hendershot. And tonight's going to be a quality football game. It's going to be might be a little slobber knocker with 2 good defenses and 2 good running teams after each other.
Almost seems on paper that they're mere images of each other in plenty facets of the game. Chuck and Aaron are going to break that down when we come back. We'll also look at the standings inside North Dakota 3A football in the West region. We'll have our keys to the game. We'll also meet our starting lineups. We'll salute our country with the Star-Spangled Banner. And then we're going to duke it out. It's the Demons and the Magi for the 53rd time in program history for both of these schools. Hope you're dialed in and ready with a big bucket of popcorn or whatever you may be sipping on next to you, because this should be a good one. No better night to be at home watching, because it's chilly. Football season's officially here, and guess what? This is a playoff temperature type game here tonight. Let's get ready for it when we come back. We'll look at the numbers and the standings. It's the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. The Magi and the Demons play here on the PSP Network.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
6,000 people could fit in the MDU Resources Community Bowl. Nowhere near capacity tonight. That's because Mother Nature already putting her stamp on this one. It's a 3A matchup inside the West Region and a big one here tonight. Welcome back into our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. 5 locations in Minot and Bismarck. Certified technicians. They make it quick. They make it easy. You stay right in your vehicle and drive through. You park inside the shop. All of a sudden, the next thing you know, they bring you the bill and off you go. It's 15 minutes at the drive-through oil change, brought to you by Valvoline. Nick Hulberg alongside of Chuck Clairmont, a former Bismarck High Demon and one of the best to ever play the positions, I should say, at Bismarck High School, off to play at University of North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux captain on the gridiron back in the day. We know that we're in store for a good one here tonight, Chuck, when the Demons come in at 5-1 and the Magi come in at 5-1. But as we look at these standings inside of the West Region, how important is this game really in your mind when it boils down to the brass tacks here tonight, to where we stand with two teams at 5-1 over midway through the season?
I think both teams know they're going to make the playoffs. Okay, so Coach Gibson talked about that at the end of the game last night, that he feels like, hey, we've done enough now. We know we're going to get in. Now let's set ourselves up for seeding as well as success internally, mentally, to say, hey, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And Bismarck High has gone against dang near, they've ran the table against the best. They're still going to end up playing Cheyenne and Century before the end of the year's up. And so I would say when you're playing teams like this, not only you want to come out of this knowing that you can compete against these two teams. So win or loss, both teams are going to know that when they're done today.
The only game in AAA football on the schedule tonight on a Thursday evening is the one you're locked into. Mandan, Century, St. Mary's sit 3-4-5 inside the conference. Williston at 6, Legacy at 7. We've got more action for you tomorrow night. Chuck and Scott Woodmansey will have the call tomorrow evening of the showdown with the Legacy Sabres and Century Patriots here on the PSP Network. So the football season nowhere near done, but the playoffs are right around the corner. Time to turn our attention now to some of the players in the showdown here tonight. And this turn the attention to the players segment brought to you by our friends at Minot State University. Minot State University, where 96% of recent Minot State grads are employed or continuing their education. Minot State grads get jobs, period. Pretty good stat line for Minot State. Be seen, be heard, be you. It's Minot State bringing you this look at the players to watch for here tonight. Starting with both quarterbacks in this showdown. The wind will, needless to say, without even looking at it for just a moment, the wind is howling here tonight. Those arms are going to be a factor in this ball game for Luke Beater, who's been known to toss the ball quite a bit more than throw it or run it down the season. That will affect his game quite a bit here tonight.
Well, considering he hasn't ran it yet, which I thought was a ridiculous statistic that just doesn't happen in high school football where a quarterback isn't running the football. But when you got a Tyson Resiska, I guess, and a Griffin Broderick, you don't have to run it. You hand it off, right? But Lucas Beater, I've been so impressed what I've watched. I saw him live on the first game of the season, and he didn't play up until this year. It's the first opportunity he got to get a start. But smart, well-spoken, athletic, 6'4", 185, big, strong quarterback, and clearly a leader on this football team. And that's what, in order to be successful, hey, I know I'm a lineman, and Todd Dimers, if you're listening, close your ears, because I know it's a lot of times you got to have that quarterback. You got to have that guy people can trust and that you can listen to in the huddle. And Lucas Beater is one of those guys that's definitely a leader.
11 touchdowns for him, good enough for the second best numbers inside of the West Region. 8 interceptions on the season, however. He's gone 59 for 104. for 756 yards on the season. On the other side, he squares up here tonight against Quinn Hafner. Boy, this kid's been fun to watch. A living highlight reel. 14 TDs for him on the season, 7 on the ground, 7 more through the air, 264 yards of rushing, 672 through passing. What is it about Quinn Hafner that makes him so special? He really has been a dominating force inside the West region.
Well, he's a leader as well. He played last year, had a good season. I mean, good season despite going 0-9, okay? His statistics were decent, threw over 50%, or right about 50%, almost 1,500 yards. A school record in attempts. Bismarck High doesn't throw the football much, and last year he threw for over 230 times. This year, not going to be that way because they're going to want to run. They're running the football and running it successfully, but he absolutely is a leader too. So these two guys, they match up well. He's 6'2", Lucas is 6'4", both about 185 pounds. But Quinn Hafner will run it. Last week he had 3 rushing touchdowns to go along with the passing TD. So Quinn Hafner, Coach Gibson is not afraid to give him the option, some run-pass options, and get him out in space and let him run and use his big frame. So he's maybe more of an all-around quarterback if you want to look at that, because Lucas Beater doesn't run the football and Quinn Hafner does. But that's not to say that he's any better of a quarterback than Lucas Beater.
Both those kids at the top of the ladder inside of the West region, along with the Mandan quarterback Sheldon sitting 1, 2, and 3 in most of the statistical categories for the QBs. Well, we're going to break down more of these players in a moment, but as always on the PSP Network, a salute to our veterans and our active military and to our great country. It's time for our nation's national anthem here tonight, the Star-Spangled Banner for the MDU Resources Community Bowl. Let's turn it over to the in-game announcer as we salute the Stars and Stripes in the red, white, and blue here this evening. God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Excellent rendition of our nation's national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, tonight performed by the Bismarck High Band. Job well done. Thanks again to all those veterans and military men and women that are abroad watching here tonight. We love you, and we certainly wish well for you. Thank you for doing what you do. Back to this showdown here tonight. We talk about 2 of the top quarterbacks inside of the WDA, if not the state of North Dakota, but we're going to see a pair of running backs here tonight that certainly have been at the headlines of every paper inside of Western North Dakota this year, starting with Bismarck High. And man, I watched the piece that KFYR did on him last night. Carter Hankey talk about the real deal of a football player. This kid's an absolute stud.
He is, and not that he came out of nowhere, but it didn't run the ball much last year at all, and came on strong this year, and especially the last 4 games is really when he's kind of taken off. This kid, 660 yards, 10 touchdowns, and he can catch the football too, as evidenced by 7 catches for 162 and 2 touchdowns. So 12 overall touchdowns. So he's a threat not only on the ground, but getting the pass out of the backfield as well. So just a great athlete, very well spoken. He was our Sport Clips MVP last week. Got a chance to talk to him, and there's nothing better than talking to these kids and giving them a chance to get in the air. And just, I'm amazed at how well spoken these kids are. I mean, very seldom you get the starry-eyed guys, and he definitely isn't one of them. He's one that very confident young man.
Carter Hankey wears number 4 in black tonight for the Bismarck Demons. He'll go toe-to-toe against Tyson Ruziska. The 5'9", 165-pound senior tailback for the Magi has been the bread and butter for the Magi on the ground here this year with 8 touchdowns. What is it about his explosiveness that makes him so hard to contain?
Well, because same thing. He can catch the football. He can run the football. I mean, you look at him. He's touched the ball 103 times on the year already in the 6 games that Minot has played, and he's a threat on the ground, over 600 yards and 7 TDs, and in the air, almost 200 yards catching the football, and also has a reception for a touchdown. And this is a kid that, I mean, he even as much as they've been concentrating on him this year, he's had a touchdown in every single game, which is pretty special, and second-team All-State last year. And, you know, I listened to, of course, he's been on your post-game interviews a time or two this year, and you know, just a great athlete. This kid plays baseball. He plays he's baseball, and he's a trackster as well. Thank you. I got too many information in front of me, right? Information overload. But ultimately, just a good quality kid and a quality athlete. I think that's what both these two kids are. And you're going to see this with a lot of guys in these two teams. Is they don't just play football. They play multiple sports. Hockey. Well, hockey on the Bismarck side. They play basketball. They're in track. They're in wrestling. So to me, that's something that I have a passion for. I want kids to play multiple sports, and I feel like it makes a big difference in terms of their overall the way they progress as an athlete when they can play multiple sports.
Those are the kids we highlight here tonight. There's so many more that we could do, and I'm sure if you're watching at home and have followed Minot High or Bismarck on the season, you're saying, where's the defensive talk at here tonight, fellas? My goodness, we're looking at 2 of the best defenses in the entire state of North Dakota. There's plenty to talk about them as we continue our night on, but first, let's look at our keys to the game. What will it take across the board for these teams to win here tonight? These keys are brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air, proudly serving the area for 25 years, factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. It's Northern Plains Heating and Air. For the Magi, well, to me, they need to limit their mistakes here tonight, and that's in every facet of the game. We saw them not quite on their A game, if you will, against Cheyenne 1 week ago. And for the Demons here tonight, boy, if they establish the run, Chuck, we talked about it beforehand here tonight, they can be real deadly once they get that momentum moving with the established run.
Yeah, and Magi, when you say limit mistakes, we're talking about penalties cost them a touchdown last week. Drop passes cost them a touchdown last week. So they've got to do those things tonight in order for them to get victory. Then you look at Bismarck High. Hey, everything's based on that run. They got to run the football because they have play action pass. They have everything based on the run. So Bismarck High, in order for them to be successful tonight, they're going to put the football on the ground, and they need to get some yards to set up every other facet of their game.
Bismarck's in black, Minot's in white. Nick Hulberg and Chuck Clairmont on the call here this evening from the MDU Resources Community Bowl. We are officially underway on a chilly, windy night here in the capital city. That ball's going to bounce back through the end zone, and Minot High will start with the first down and 10. Luke Beater will come out to lead the Magi, starting at their own 20-yard line. Minot at 5-1. Bismarck's at 5-1. Minot's ranked number 3 in the state. The Demons are ranked number 4. This is matchup number 53 all-time between these two schools. Bismarck's got the lion's share of the wins. On the handoff, it's Ruziska. He's forward on the carry. He's going to be gobbled up there. And we talk about those defensive guys for the Demons. At that time, it was Luke Doctor, the 6'3", 225-pounder, that shut the door.
Yeah, and you give credit to Tyson Jangler, the defensive end, too, because they tried to get Ruziska to bounce it outside, but Jangler did exactly what he was supposed to do. He didn't get the tackle, but he got upfield, forced Ruziska back inside.
Magi go to work here with the spread offense. Conklin over on the right side. You've got Kraft on the left. Make that 3 rather for the Magi in motion. That's Kellen Burke. It's going to come back away to Ruziska. He's going to dance forward. The stop is made from Tincher. And Tincher animated as he comes up from that cornerback position to slam the door on the Magician stud that only gains 2 total on 2 carries here.
Yeah, and that's a big tackle because he bounced it back to the backside, and he only had the cornerback in Aiden Tincher one-on-one, and what a big tackle by the junior cornerback.
Trips over to the right side now with one of the backfield as the Magi set up here under the direction of Luke Beater. Hands it off now here to Ruziska. He'll dance to his right, then his left. He's going to get close to the first down marker as Braxton Just was the one that made the stop for the Demons. It's going to bring up a third down situation, make it a fourth down and short here for Minot High, a 4th and 1. And into this wind, I wouldn't expect many punts here tonight.
No, they're going for it right away. Second effort, I think, got it, Nick. He was stopped initially on the strong side, bounced back to the backside, and what a play by the quarterback beater.
They're going to move the chains, a gutsy call there.
You got that right.
My goodness, Chauncey Hendershot coming into the matchup against the legend, against Mark Gibson here tonight. How about Mark Gibson, by the way, with that record coming into tonight's showdown, 204 wins, 63 losses.
Was that Beater's first run of the year? I mean, that's what I have it as that, but
the first mark, yeah, without question. There's a pass that goes out to Ruziska. He's going to be gobbled up on the edge. The stop was made there from McNichols.
That's where they like to get him the ball in space. Just started out in the one-back set. He rolls out to his right or just floats it into flat. Good throw by the quarterback. And you're also giving the quarterback beater, hey, a little bit of confidence. It's a short throw, but it's a completion nonetheless for short yardage.
Chauncey Hendershot, the head coach of the Magi in year number 4. He's 12-18 after taking over for Barry Holman. Here's a handoff. No, it's a keeper. This is Beater. Uh-oh, look out. He's hogtied down to the ground, and Hankey's going to get his name called for the first time here tonight. Not only on the offense, you see what he can do on the defense.
Yeah, tackle for loss and fake that handoff to the second guy through. Actually, it was Griffin Broderick. And then I don't know if he was trying to give the ball to Broderick and he just couldn't get it inside the breadbasket, but what a play by Carter Hankey. Not only is he going to be an all-stater probably in the offensive side, but he is your inside linebacker for the Demons and hardly comes off the field.
Minot High working with the third down. They've got a long 12 to go here, straight into the wind at the Bull. The handoff comes to Burke. He's going to bust free over on the left side. Oh my goodness, he's wrapped up in a hurry. Jared Nichols was in on the tackle, so was Harvison, and the Demons showing why they've got one of the best defense numbers inside the entire state of 3A football.
Yeah, we talked about their rushing defense, under 100 yards a game, and boy, they're showing it in this first series as a couple tackle for losses already in 7 runs.
Heston Fowles going to go back to punt this one away for the Magi. What can he do straight into the wind? See that ball kind of get hung up like my pitching wedge as it's going to drop in at the 40, rolls up to about the 43-yard line. The Demons will come to the offense for the first time here tonight as Minot High gets 1 first down on the opening drive of the ball game. After that, it was all Demons defense, a defensive team that comes in that has only given up 533 rushing yards total on the season. That's 88 per game, Chuck. If you're counting at home or counting here in the booth, that's some pretty solid numbers for Bismarck High.
It is, and great field position to get started.
Well, the hurry up is on both sides. It's going to be pitched back here. Hankey's going to cut. Now he jumps up. Conklin wrangles him up, and then the stop is going to be helped on there by DJ Jones and company for the Magi. You see DJ wearing number 51 for Minot High, an all West Region selection.
They like that little short toss to Hankey, and he's got really, really good vision. Hurdled one tackler at the line of scrimmage, but then Conklin, the strong safety, comes flying up. First team All-State, not as a wide receiver, but as a strong safety or on the defensive side last year.
Under center, they hand it off right up the guts. The Demons are going to carry the ball forward, and on the rush there, getting the football was number 28, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Bridger Owens. DJ Jones made the stop.
Yeah, and last week was the best game of the season for Bridger Owens. He had 63 yards on 5 carries, a quick hitter. And that's the great thing about the Demon offense is it's not just Carter Hankey's show. Hafter can run it, Owens can run it, and even last week, Lemaire got a couple runs.
You look at what Bismarck High will do. They're going to spread you out from time to time, but Mark Gibson, back to him in his 25 years, he's not afraid to pull out the Monopoly card from the deck once in a while and make a play call that might catch you off guard. Here's a first down as Hankey moves forward past the pylon, and Conklin tackles him just outside the 20-yard line.
And that's one thing I talked last week a lot about is Hankey's got really, really good vision, and he sets up his blocks. He's not one of those guys that just puts his head down and hits the first hole that's there. He danced outside and picked up another first down for the Demons.
Demons are knocking on the Serve Pro red zone just outside the 20-yard line. Handoff comes here. Hankey's going to move to his left. He's going to be tackled there as Conklin comes flying in, but that's after Hankey enters the Serve Pro red zone. Serve Pro 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians and advanced technologies at Serve Pro. We see it again here, and you see that Conklin didn't have much, but the feet at the end of that tackle still made the play.
Well, Conklin, he came in behind the block, and Hankey was actually waiting to set the block up, and what a great play by Conklin coming underneath and pulling him down.
Demons are going to work from the left hash as the ball is taken here, working out now. This is Hafner. A little pass across the middle. It's going to be complete. Into the hands it goes of number 21 for the Demons with the catch. That's Ross Fisher. It's Tyson Ruziska coming in. And the senior safety makes the last line of defense stop for the Magi. But the gain is still there for the Demons, and it's a first down and goal to go from inside the 10.
We talked about that in pregame. The run sets up the pass, a bootleg pass. He had multiple guys to throw it to. The second level was Ross Fisher. Another 10-yard pickup.
I'm going to get comfy with you now here, Chuck, because I can't see to my right. Hankey can, though. He moves to his left and dances across the 5. It's Brady Larson, the all-region selection that makes the stop at the 9-yard line.
This is what Bismarck High loves doing. They'll bring this full house set now, and they've got an extra blocker for Carter Hankey, and then they go off that left side. They love going off Harlestead and Heupel and Larson, the 300-pound center.
Didn't even talk about the bigs for the Demons yet. Boy, do they have some size. Plenty of it. There's going to be some movement down the line.
Oh, yeah, you hate to see that as a coach, because you go on 2. You've been going on 1 every single play, the first 6 plays of the series, and you go on 2, and somebody forgot to tell the tight end as he jumped off sides. Now he's going to have to go off and put his head down and talk to Coach Gibson, and Coach Gibson's already looking at him like, what the heck are you doing? That was Tyson Jangula. He was coming on the block.
Just because the lights came on, young man, doesn't mean you get to do what you want out here. Under center now. It's going to be handed off here. Nice play call. Running towards the goal line. Are they close? Are they in? Touchdown. Preston Lemaire's into the end zone. 6-0 Demons.
They rolled that out last week. Lemaire's first came back after getting hurt against Fargo Shanley. And then Lemaire takes it on that fake handoff inside, goes back to the right side, a little end around, gets hit initially by Conklin and just carries him into the end zone. Big run, 9-yard touchdown run, Preston Lemaire.
Demons are going to try the point after coming here. Guess who does this for them? Does everything else. Carter Hankey's the one that is on to attempt it with the left foot, has plenty of distance. It's up and it's good. 7-0. Bismarck High will strike. They get the first blood of the 53rd all-time matchup between Minot High and Bismarck High here tonight. Plenty for the band to cheer about as well. Minot High gets the ball back when we come back to the MDU Resources Community Bowl. 7-0 Demons on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Scoring first in a showdown like this will have some importance, I would have to assume. How much? That's the question here tonight, as that ball is going to be booted out through the back of the end zone. And Minot High will get field position at their own 20 again. Chuck taking care of all the stats here tonight. You should see the way that Chuck Clairmont prepares for high school football. You deserve a lot of credit, partner. It's unreal. I know you got the stat line for that last drive.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, great drive set up by that short punt. 7 play, just under 3 minutes, 43 yards, and 3 first downs.
Magi work from under center now with Beater here He's got one in the backfield. Conklin goes into motion. They fake it to Conklin. Up the middle, Ruziska's going to find a seam. He busts free over the 30-yard line. Defensive stop is going to be made here. Jangula's in on it, so is Carter Harverson, the junior free safety. He's going to get the credit with the tackle for the Bismarck Demons.
Well, you talk about hitting that hole hard. That just shows how quick Ruziska is getting to the line of scrimmage, man, and he hit the hole, and boy, you blink and he's already in the secondary, and you have to have your free safety make the tackle.
Magi go to work trailing 7-0 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. They come down to the left side. Ruziska finds the edge. He's going to dart out of bounds. He was pushed there by Tincher, and Tyson Ruziska on the move here for the Magi, giving Minot High field position just about at the, let's call it the 38-yard line. A 2nd down and 2 coming here for the Maroon and Gold.
Back to that backside run by Ruziska. This time they had a receiver running kind of a fly pattern that took the cornerback Tincher out of the play.
They go to Ruziska again. He's going to find another seam. 1st down, then more. 50-yard line, 45-40. Barrels his way forward. How about the run? Tyson Ruziska. McNichols made the stop for the Demons, but the damage was done for the Magi.
31-yard run by Ruziska, and I mean, what blocking by the guys up front on that right side was Armstrong and Huber. And Bedell and Fall as a tight end, they were running. I don't think they did a double tight end set, but man, there was a huge hole right there for Ruziska.
From the left hash, Magi working down at the Demon 30. They go to Broderick. He's going to barrel his way forward up to the 25-yard line. Broderick runs into Harvison, and Harvison all of a sudden being introduced to the Griffin Broderick train.
Well, these guys hit hard, too. That last play, Ruziska, you think he was going to go out of bounds? Nope. He turned it back inside and picked up 5 more yards as the Demons were thinking he was going to step out of bounds.
Minot High with the ball at the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 5. As the Magi work here with Beater, they hand off. Broderick goes to the left side, finds a seam. He's up over the 15-10. Look at him dance his way down into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Broderick into the house for the touchdown.
What a play. That's an offensive line loving drive right there, because now Broderick, he spells Ruziska. He gets the football. He goes on the left side. They pulled the guard and the tackle, had a huge kick-out block, and then the bulldozer runs right over the top of a would-be tackler and rumbles in from the 5-yard line. Do not get in the way of number 34, a 200-pound wrecking ball machine.
Oof. Highlight reel caliber run there for Griffin Broderick. He's into the end zone. The point after is going to go up to the left. It's going to be no good. Straight into the wind. Damage was done, however, for the Magi. They pull back within 1 with Griffin Broderick picking up his 6th touchdown of the season.
Water. Boom. Agent Winston Otter. He's been called the human sponge.
Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
BNC National Bank scoreboard has Minot High on it for the first time here tonight. It's a 7-6 ball game here at the MDU Resources Community Bowl. That's courtesy of Griffin Broderick, the Magi in white, Demons in black. If you're just joining us, Minot High boots it back into Demon territory. Chuck, what an answer for Minot High School after they gave up a score on the first Demon drive of the ball game.
Boy, you go right to the run. You get 5 big runs, including a 31-yarder by Rosiska and then a 30 or 25-yarder there by Broderick. Just 1 minute and 23 seconds, 80 yards, 5 plays, and 2 first downs. That's what you call an answer.
Working at midfield will be the Bismarck Demons. They've scored 187 points on the season, 31 on average per game. They've only given up 99 on the year. They work here now from under center on the left hash. Ball's going to be handed off in the backfield to Hankey. He's got room. Hankey's going to create some more real estate up over the 45-yard line. That's until Derek Arvet comes in and makes the stop for the Magi.
You know, he made the stop, but great block by Jack Schaefer. Schaefer tried to reach him. Arvet wouldn't let him, but he still pushed him upfield 6 yards. And he made the play, but when you're making a tackle 6 yards downfield, that's a good block by the right tackle, Schaefer.
Demons going to work this time from the right hash. Back to pass with the wind at their back. Tossed downfield. Receivers, there's that ball wrangled in. They're going to say incomplete. It was tossed out. It was almost spot on, right on the money. Andre Austin into the football uniform, goes up and shows his athleticism, just couldn't reel it in as Talon Junt and Logan Conklin were there to shut the door for the Magi.
And almost a perfect pass is with that wind behind you. Got to probably put it up a little bit higher in the air. Good coverage, but better throw and run there by Austin. Just couldn't come up with it.
From the shotgun again, they work now here with a 3rd down and 4 to go. Ball's going to be passed. Quick little screen play. It's going to be caught to them. Minot High's defenders there and making the stop for the Magicians. It's Michael George, the second team All-Stater. Boy, did he wrap Hankey up.
And what a play there. It's mano a mano out there on the outside. And there was real estate in front of Hankey on that little flat pattern, but the second team All-Stater showed why he is a second-team All-Stater, made that tackle just for a short gain of 1.
By the way, tonight's ball game is brought to you by Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. They offer 0% financing and free consultations in the virtual office or the office. You can find them at minotbraces.com. Prestwich Orthodontics, proud supporter of the PSP network. That one towered back. Talon Junt's the one that caught it for the fair catch inside the 10. And the Magi go back to work here. Mason Kramer Photography also bringing you the ball game here tonight. Mason Kramer with game action shots or senior portraits. Mason Kramer Photography delivers some of the best work imaginable. Find Mason Kramer online and on all social media platforms. It's Mason Kramer Photography, proud supporter of the PSP network as well.
45-yard punt, and what Minot wants to do right now is they want to hold the ball at least 1 minute and 38 seconds before they're going to have to, I mean, they're not going to want to punt, but let's just be real. But if they do, they want to at least get it where the field's flipped.
Well, it's Rosiska that goes out. He's going to be wrangled up by big number 6 for the Bismarck Demons. That's Tyson Jangula. Jangula makes the play from the defensive end position. There's some size here for Bismarck, Chuck, when you look at what the Demons bring to the table. Looks like we're going to have a Hub International Insurance timeout coming on the field first. Is that the call? It is. Well, we'll take a quick break. Brought to you by Hub International, 355-3100. Visit Josh Cattell or Michael Borman today for all your personal and business insurance needs. Demons by a point, 7-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Down to 81 seconds to play in the opening quarter.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Big possession of the ball game with 1:28 remaining. Chuck mentioned it. Mother Nature doing her part to disrupt the fun here tonight with the wind blowing straight out of the west. That's where the Magi face here with 1:28 now that's back on the clock. as they work here. Here's a quick pass out to Conklin. Conklin's going to grab it here. He's up over the 15-yard line. Conklin diving towards the first down marker, but it was McNichols that made the stop on him there.
The question is, did they knock him out of bounds? Because that's why Coach Gibson called the timeout, to keep the clock and keep Minot going against the wind. And they're going to say he did get knocked out of bounds. Yep, you picked up 7 yards, but the clock stopped there. So, but I like the play call. Little wide receiver screen on the left side to give it to your big dude and your one of your best athletes in Logan Conklin.
Minot High spreads it out on the right side again. Beater working from the shotgun. He puts Conklin into motion. They hand off to Ruziska. Cuts to the right, then the left. He's going to dance up to the 19 before he's hauled up by a swarm of Demons on the play. It looks like Jangula in on it along with Luke Doctor, the 6'3", 225-pounder. And this brings up a 4th down and 1 again from Minot High territory. Think about the play call in the first drive of the ball game.
Well, I think they're going to go for it. The last time they punted the football was only a 16-yard punt, and Coach Chauncey Hendershot is probably going to want, first of all, to make the decision and let the clock go down as far as it can go before he makes the call. Bismarck High will not put anybody back. They'll have all 11 guys up, expecting the Magicians to go for it on 4th down.
Well, Minot High and Beater have been successful on the hard count here this season. Can Beater make that happen here? He's just going to call the timeout as expected coming here. 33 seconds is what remains here in our opening quarter of football. Minot High trailing Bismarck 7-6. They've got a 4th down and 1 from deep inside their own territory. Ball marked at their own 19-yard line. I'm International Insurance with Josh Cattell and Michael Mormon. Give them a call today, 355-3100 for all your personal and business insurance needs.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to NDS.
Well, are you a gambler or are you a gambler? Chauncey Hendershot says, let's put it all here on green. He's going to fall just a bit short, possibly, to the Demons make the stop at the Minot High 19. This is going to be a big-time play call coming here from the official. They say that Minot doesn't get the yardage.
Both officials on each side came running in from the side line and marked it short of the 30-yard line or the 20-yard line, which is what they had to get to. I don't know if they're going to measure it. I think it was pretty clear that you had to get to the 20, and they are not going to do it. And what a defensive stand for Bismarck High as they stop the Magicians on downs.
Well, and starting inside the Serve Pro red zone with a 7-6 lead with under 30 seconds left of this first quarter is just what Mark Gibson's Demons were looking for as Hankey takes the handoff. He's wrapped up. Broderick grabs onto the jersey, and Broderick says, you're not going anywhere, my friend, as Broderick will make the stop. But a gain on the play for Hankey and the Demons.
See if Bismarck High tries to get in one more play. They will not before the quarter end.
Well, is it what you thought it would be here tonight?
I knew that you were going to have an issue with the weather when you got an 18-mile-an-hour winds gusting to 40 and 53 degrees. It'll be under 50 before this game's over. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be. Field position and Bismarck High, kicking off with the wind. That has been the difference in this first quarter.
3 more to go here tonight. Hope you're entertained so far. I know I am. It's been a good one. The Demons lead 7-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Quarter 2 comes up next here on the PSP Network.
Many of our clients come to us already accomplished in their lives and on the right track. However, whether it's in response to a life-changing event or you are nearing retirement, you can sleep well knowing that together we have planned for both life's opportunities and challenges. And no matter what happens, we are here to help guide you.
Tonight's ballgame on the PSP Network is brought to you by our friends at Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza, proudly serving the Magic City for over 25 years. If you haven't tried that Blue Buffalo Pizza, I'm telling you, you are missing out. Planet Pizza can be reached tonight at 701-852-1700. How about the play there from Anthony Brown as he dove at the knees of Hankey, sent him for a ride, but again, still coming on the play for Bismarck High. Not of much, however, though, Chuck. Looks like maybe one.
Yeah, and one thing, Brown, not big at 5'8", 140, but not afraid to get in your face and tackle. He knew that, hey, I'm not going to take Carter Hankey down up high. I'm going to go down low and cut him out at the knees, and great play by the cornerback.
Century and Legacy tomorrow night here on the PSP Network. Chuck and Scott Woodmansey will have the call of that one for you tomorrow night inside of West Region play. On the keeper, it's run to the far side. Quinn Hafner, he meets up with Brady Larson, and Larson will shut the door, but that's after a gain that brings Bismarck High within the 15-yard line. It's a ServPro Red Zone trip here for the Demons. ServPro with 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians and advanced technology at ServPro.
I don't think it was a question. Mark Gibson, when he got the football at the 19, he knew that there wasn't going to be a field goal attempt here. It was going to be 4 downs to get 4 downs to get 10. They still got to get 4 though, or 5.
They spread it out on the left side. Dual receivers there. Little screen pass comes here on the run all the way down inside the 5-yard line. McNichols dancing down towards the pylon. He gets the first down. He stopped at the edge right before getting to the pylon by the Magi. I believe it's Michael George that's going to make the stop for the Magi. It is. That was almost 6 more on the board for the Demons.
Yeah, what a great call as they put Hankey actually in the slot formation and had McNichols, who hasn't ran the ball very much at all, in the tailback, and then got him into the flat. Great play as he outran from the trackster, outran 2 Minot guys to get down to the 4-yard line on the first down.
Handoff, Hankey goes to his right side. There's a flag on the play. Will we see a holding call coming here? Broderick got a hand on Hankey's leg. Where will the call be? We'll watch it back here on the instant replay. Yeah, you can see the hold coming there. I believe it's going to be on number 70 of the Demons. That would be my guess, possibly coming here.
Yeah, Eggberg, as he's replacing Brady Wolf, done for the season, a training violation, so he's out. And Eggberg just got bull rushed by, it was either Jones or Huber, and held on to him when he got in the backfield, and it's going to cost the Demons 5 or 10. That's big. You cannot do that. It's so difficult to get every single yard against the wind here. Better off a 2-yard tackle for loss than a 10-yard holding penalty.
Off to work go the Demons now as they're bumped back to the 15-yard line on the first down and goal. They work from under center here as it's taken. Hafner to Hankey, finding the edge on the right side. Oh, what a play coming in. Anthony Brown's going to slam the door from the corner position for the Magi as you see his jet-like speed explode there and make the stop.
Yeah, he's a trackster too, a jumper, but he's got speed as he came flying up to help as the Demons tried to go short side, and Hankey tried to bounce it to the outside, but the speed of the cornerback, Anthony Brown, he came flying up and made another tremendous tackle down low on the knees and just cut him right down.
You ever had that Blue Buffalo Pizza at Planet Pizza, by the way?
Quit talking about the Blue Buffalo Pizza, please.
701-852-1700. 7:30 at night on a Thursday. It's cold outside. I think Blue Buffalo sounds pretty good right now. Their stop is there for the Magi. Brady Larson comes up. He'll make the play as he shuts down Preston Lemaire, who is dashing towards Paydirt. But Larson made the stop.
They went back to that run that they got a touchdown with earlier, a little left-to-right action with Lemaire in the left slot formation. But this Minot defense, they are tough. Just 60 yards a game on the ground. And it was a tall task as the Demons had it at their own 19 after that turnover on downs.
7-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Lemaire scored on the first drive of the game for the Demons. Minot got the rebound back with 6 on their second possession. Little screenplay. That one comes back up to Hankey. He's gobbled up. Larson's in on it again. And the stop from Brady Larson as he had the coverage along with DJ Jones in hot pursuit.
Well, that's one thing that's difficult is you lost 2 in the play, tried to get a middle screen, but for sure Minot has somebody that's eyeing Carter Hankey no matter where he goes, and Brady Larson's probably that guy, so he read it all the way. He had ducked under one tackler, went down and tackled Hankey for a 2-yard loss.
Biggest play so far the first half. It's a 4th down and goal from the 11-yard line here for the Demons as we're under 8 minutes to play in the half, and there's a flag on the play. There's going to be a quick jump coming here. Looks like Luke Doctor is going to be the one from the tight end spot.
Well, who do you think was getting the football? You think maybe Doctor was the one that's going to be going to get a chance to catch that one? As you know, sometimes you just lose track of everything when your number is called.
Big game situation. How much does the weather really play a factor? I know that this is football, but Chuck, it's been warm for most of these. We'll talk about that in a second. Shot to the end zone. Oh, what a play that is. Threading the needle to the corner of the end zone. Preston LeMaire for the second score of the ball game for the Demons.
Well, 6'3", he went up against the All-Stater. Conklin just threw the ball up in the air, and it was almost a back shoulder throw as LeMaire, the 6'3" basketball kid, went up and got it, made a great play, kept his feet in bounds. What a play. 4th down and 15. Man-to-man on that outside, Nick.
Preston LeMaire coming into the ball game here tonight. One of the ones that we knew was going to get some action, but that's his 3rd touchdown on the season compared to a guy like Carter Hankey, who's got 12 on the year, or even Hafner of his own. He's got 14 coming into the ball game. LeMaire, a target that maybe wasn't at the top of the list for coverage here tonight, but certainly acting that way right now in this ball game.
Well, he's been hurt. Got hurt in the Century game, or the Shanley game, and first game back was last week, but he is definitely one of their assets.
Demons will take the lead to 13-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. They've got locations throughout North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. BNC National Bank provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit them online, bnc.bank. Demons have the lead, 13-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. This ballgame on the PSP Network is brought to you by our friends at the UPS Store. The UPS Store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. They're open 6 days a week for your convenience. It's the UPS Store bringing you the showdown here tonight. They deliver this 2-point conversion attempt coming here for the Demons as they're going to go back to Hankey. Tried to go to Hafner into the end zone. Oh, what a play call that was. They convert on the 2-point conversion.
Hand off to Hankey. He rolls to the right side like he's going to run it. And they take the quarterback and they roll him out, get him in the end zone, and Hankey just lofts it in the air. And the quarterback Hafner catches it for that 2-point conversion.
Just kind of hung up there. Boom.
Minot couldn't catch up to it.
15-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Back to that question quickly here, Chuck. This weather tonight, I know they're high school kids. These are men playing right now in this 5-1 showdown. How much of a factor really does it make here tonight, knowing that it's been hot for the majority of the opening part of the season? This is a cold night here tonight.
Yeah, it makes a difference, and because it hasn't been cold this week either. So you go from 70s and 80s and 90 degree, and now you drop down to 52 degrees right now and a 20-mile-an-hour wind. And so I don't know what the wind chill is, but it's probably in the 40 degrees. So you're looking at a 30, 40, or 50 degree difference. So now you're wearing long sleeve shirts. You're wearing, some guys have probably got long underwear on. Who knows? But ultimately, it definitely takes a little bit to get used to. But both these teams, they got guys. They got seniors with Hafner and Hankey and Owens and these guys who played before, and they'll figure it out. Surely it won't take them too long. to figure out how maybe they have too many layers on. They might have to take something off at halftime.
I wanted the respect to Mark Gibson and Chauncey Hendershot tonight as that squib kick goes over to the far side right to Kraft. Minot will get field position at the 35. I was hoping for their respect tonight, so I went football style with shorts and my New Balance shoes. And here both of those guys have pants on tonight, so I wasn't impressed at anybody. I just looked like a goober for wearing shorts on the first day of winter, it seems.
I got to tell you, I played lineman at UND, and all the linemen wanted to have, hey, let's be tough. We're going to wear muscle shirts. And I said, hey, when it's below zero, it hurts when a helmet hits your skin. Nothing wrong with wearing a long sleeve shirt.
Ruziska, he's up over the 45-yard line. Ruziska dancing forward for a first down. The Magi move the chains as we're down to 7:03 to play here in the opening half. Magi trailing the Demons 15-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Bismarck High certainly executed on that last drive, and they get a fourth down play and a big one to end it out, Chuck.
Yeah, it's just 19 yards they ended up going, but they had 6 plays of basically nothing.
Taken here by Ruziska up to the 50. He's going to be hauled up on the play as the stop is going to be made. Looks like 22 possibly in on the stop for Bismarck High.
Mows off, and Schlaffman was there too from his nose guard. He played a good game last week. We called Schlaffman's name a lot as they had to make some changes and keep the quarterback Hudson Sheldon in the pocket, and Schlappen was one of those guys that definitely helped with that.
Magi work from the left hash. From the shotgun is Beater. Puts Burke into motion. They hand off to him. Burke over to the edge on the left side. Burke's going to gather some yards here. He's going to go up over the 45, and Minot High will have Burke go out of bounds as DJ Gabriel, the junior at 5'10", 210 pounds, roughs him out of bounds on the far sideline.
Yeah, Burke starts on that right side, comes around the corner, a little end around. I mean, Burke, and he's ran the football this year already. They're not afraid to give it to him. 8 rushes before and a touchdown coming into this football game. And so ultimately, Burke gives him third. He's still got 5 yards to go, but with the wind behind you, you got options.
Well, they have options here on the right side now. Burke again, the motion man, dances over to his left. They just hand off now to Broderick. Broderick breaking free, spins on the way down to the ground as Broderick picks up a handful on the play. Good enough for a first down. In on the stop for the Demons was number 11, Connor Harvison.
Yeah, Harvison, but I am impressed with right now with Broderick. He has got great balance. As almost got taken down there, kept his balance, spun off that tackle, would have been brought down short of the first down, but that second effort by Broderick picked up the first down.
Timeout coming here as the Magi are going to call a timeout. They'll burn up their first timeout here with 5:45 remaining in this first half of football. Bit of a dogfight tonight here at the MDU Resources Community Bowl. It's the Demons 15, the Magi 6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Your business or your home, across the town or across the country, we know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Nothing like a Thursday night in high school football in 3A. In the WDA, it's Nick Hulberg and Chuck Clairmont here tonight. I wish we could have the commercial break conversations recorded, Chuck. I think people would like to see that. This pass tossed out here to Kraft on the near side. He's up over the 30-yard line. Kraft will dance his way out of bounds there as the coverage came from Jared Nichols and company out of the secondary, but Kraft with a big gain.
Yeah, Kraft, favorite receiver, 19 catches already coming into this, but a lot of them are short. They slipped him out as he was lined up in the wide receiver spot, slipped him out in the flat. Nobody was around him. Demons had been dropped way, way off, so big pickup of 13 yards and a first down there.
Kraft and Conklin on the left side. Beater working with the wind at his back from the right hash. Pitch to Broderick, dancing over the 30, over the initial line of scrimmage, up to about the 25, and the stop is made by the big man in the middle. We talked about the Demons and the size that they had. That's DJ Gabriel in on the stop again. The size that the Demons have up front on the line is certainly impressive. There's some big-time boys for Bismarck on the offense and defense.
Well, pretty much you look at all the guys between their defensive line and the linebackers, they're all quick and athletic, all about 200 pounds, so pretty interchangeable.
Beater works again here. Play clock down to 12. Quick hitter, far side. Conklin, he's got it. He's going to cut back. Spin move up to the 20-yard line. And Conklin's going to be close to a first down, but a yard short as that pass is connected. And the stop is made out of the secondary by the Demons. I didn't catch a number out there on the far side, Chuck. It looked like a host of them making the play.
Yeah, just quick hitter to Conklin, and that's what they're doing, because Bismarck High, they'll send backers, so I think Coach Hendershot knows not a lot of time, so trying to get these quick hitters on the flat, wide receiver screens.
Well, you see the shadow on the field shaking just a bit. That's because the lights here at the MDU Resources Community Bowl, they're shaking in the wind as Broderick moved it forward. He's got a gain on the play, but the stop was made. That's Coulter Harvison, number 48, that made the stop. And it's a 4th down and 1 again for the Magi.
Boy, right in the hole, too. Back-to-back stuffs on Broderick for no gain, and that takes a lot because this guy's an absolute horse. Rarely do you bring him down on the first hit.
Well, you talk about Broderick on the defensive side, but he has been spectacular as the fullback on the offensive side here this year. 296 yards on 40 carries. He's been the prime-time two-punch to the 1-2 punch that Rosiska offers. And Minot's going to call the timeout here with 3:41 remaining as you see Chauncey Hendershot on your television screen there. Chauncey will have the conversation with his Magi, who trail in the ball game 15-6 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Minot High gets to see another 4th down and 1 situation, 3rd time here in tonight's ball game. They're 1 for 2 up to this point.
There's no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Well, a doubleheader tonight on the PSP Network. Todd Domrey's across town as Legacy and Century are duking it out in high school volleyball here this evening. See if we can get a live look in for you coming up in just a moment. But first, the Magi needed 1 yard. They've got more than that. Rosiska's going to take it down to the house for the touchdown.
20 yards for Rosiska. A little toss. He goes to the left side. Stiff arms one would-be tackler and gets into the end zone. That's a nice answer there for Minot. Into the wind. Good call by the coach. On a 4th down and 1, a big play right there, and they got, like you said, not just 1, but 20.
Tyson Rosiska, for the 9th time this year, has found the end zone. The Magi work here. You look at that shot coming right into your living room as Burke is going to be the one that is going to try to put the foot on it. He went 43 and 35 yards in West Fargo just the other night. Pretty good from quite a bit closer than that here tonight with the wind at his back, and the Magi are back within 2. Tyson Rosiska, who, well, one of the top rushers in the entire WDA, does it again for the Magi. We've got ourselves a slobber knocker, 2-point lead for the Demons.
Thinking about the shots, honestly, it's just the shots came to me. Derek and Eric especially had some great drives, which led to some great kicks. Shout out to them. It feels good.
For you to come out here from a defensive effort against Eagle staff, you're way smaller than him. Obviously, how did you get yourself pumped up for that?
Well, Coach has a thing that says height doesn't measure heart, and I strongly believe in that. I got the heart, and it doesn't matter if I got the height or not.
That line, good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, great job. I don't have the height, but I got the heart. That was a pretty cool sign right there by Jagger Gunville. Back up to you guys.
Yes, and now.
Well, if you haven't already done so, Make sure to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube platform if that's where you're watching here tonight. If you haven't already done so, we kindly ask that you do. Hit like and follow on all social media platforms. It helps our cause and our mission of promoting local athletes in such a large way. Tyson Rosiska caps off quite a drive for the Magi. Chuck, they got some work done on that play.
Yeah, 9 plays, 64 yards, 3 minutes and 36 seconds on that drive, 3 first downs, and it's a nice blend of passes and runs, obviously culminated by that big run by Tyson. Rosiska already in the first half, 12 carries, 94 yards and a touchdown. You throw in Broderick's 47 yards, and they're telling Bismarck High, hey, run you who? We can run the football ourselves.
On paper tonight, we talked about it in the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show here tonight, that this showdown tonight really has been one that we were anticipating to be a good one, because on paper, they're almost twin brothers when you look at what they bring to the table. How about that defensive stop coming in and slamming the door? Larson in on it again for Minot High. No, it's Landon Bedell that slams it down.
Yeah, Bedell, the junior defensive end, he had went right upfield, a cutback run tried there by Hankey, and he was not going in the right place. Good job by Bedell staying home. A little TFL, tackle for loss, 2 yards back to the 18.
Michael George in on that play as well. Give him the credit needed on that drive as well, or that stop, I should say. Demons go to work now from the left hash. Handoff, Hankey. Hankey's going to be gobbled up, and Minot High comes up with a stop here. Number 33 rising from the midst, and that's Brady Larson, the All-West Region player, making the stop for the Magi.
And that's one thing with Minot. They're not expecting Bismarck High to throw it. Bismarck High has a 2-point lead. I'm sure Bismarck High is a little conservative, maybe going into halftime, and Minot's saying, we are loading the box. We're going to put 8 in the box. We're going to force you to try to throw the football right now.
Well, a quick Planet Pizza Live look in from that WDA volleyball matchup here tonight. 22-21. Legacy's got the lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. That's a big-time matchup in WDA volleyball here this evening. Turning back to his left after there was nothing doing on the right, then Conklin's going to hog-tie him down on the play. Conklin comes in with a host of magicians on top of Jaron Nichols, who had the run that looked to have a gain at the beginning, and it ended up being a run for a loss here for the Demons.
And McNichols tried to go a little end around to the left side, and Minot had stuffed that. Turned around and tried to use his speed to go back to the weak side, and what a great job by Conklin staying home and pulling down the senior McNichol right at the line. I'll give him a couple yards, but going to force the Demons to punt. Big defensive possession here for Minot. Bismarck High will let this clock run down as far as they can.
90 seconds left in the first half. Mark Gibson out on the field. Demons do have a timeout left. They're going to use it now as the play clock gets down to 1. And Mark Gibson in year number 25 as the Demons head man says, let's talk it over. Chauncey Hendershot will take that opportunity as well. 15-13. Demons are on top of the Magi. The next few plays that you're going to see in the minute 25 that remains here are going to be some of the biggest of the ball game. I wouldn't go anywhere just yet. 2-point lead, Bismarck High on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Well, the MDU Resources Community Bowl is a place that's pretty special to many people. Opening back in 1997, back in 2014, $8 million renovation. Plenty more about this place to come, but first the Demons need to punt here with a 4th down and a long country mile of a 9 right into the wind with a 2-point lead. Hankey's going to put the boot on it, and Hankey gets that ball up over the 40, looking to take a Minot High roll all the way back from the 44-yard line. to the 40, and the Magi go to work with decent field position in a minute 18 remaining here in our opening half of football.
I mean, 20-yard kick, but the wind is howling. We got the flags just completely stiff in that north end zone or the west end zone. That get a shot of those flags just blowing tight, give you an idea exactly how windy it is right here. And Bismarck High, a 20-yard punt. Minot has all kinds of time. In minute 18, they have no timeouts, I don't think, but they got the wind behind them, obviously.
Peter goes to work now, hands off Ruziska, goes to the left edge, cuts back, finds a seam, back up over the line of scrimmage, over the 40-yard line. Second down coming. They're going to give him a gain of about 2 on the play as the stop was made from DJ Gabriel. Gabriel's been busy on the defensive side of the ball here tonight, the junior 210-pounder. Trips on the right. Minot High puts Ruziska in motion. Are we going to see a quick screen? No, a shot coming downfield. Kraft and Conklin were the intended receivers out there, but that pass will fall incomplete. Coverage was there and good from Connor Harbison.
Yeah, Harbison it was man-to-man, and they picked up both Conklin. The ball was actually thrown to the inside receiver to Kraft, but good coverage by the Demons right there as they were running stride for stride with both intended receivers.
Well, you see Peter bring the play call back in for the Magi. Third down and 8 to go here. We're down to 50 seconds to play in our first half. Stick around for our halftime report. Chuck and I will have the full recap of the numbers after our first stanza here this evening. Peter's going to look to pass again. Fires it out. Oh, that pass is going to be picked off. Back the other way come the Demons over the 40-yard line. Down to the 30. Big-time play there. And the interception is going to come on the fingertips of James Nagel, the linebacker. What a turn of events for the Demons.
Stepped right in front of the receiver at the 36-yard line. I don't know if the quarterback did not see him, but ill-intended throw right there and a good return. What is Bismarck High going to do with 41 seconds left in the first half? Good return, but good speed by Minot bringing him down. Potentially, stopping a pick six. So he goes 34-yard return.
9th time this year that Peter's been picked off. First time here in this ball game. Not afraid to throw it. Hafner, he was in the pocket. Then he was rushed. DJ Jones comes flying in. He's got the help there. Big number 13 for the Magi, Michael George. And those two fire breathers were in on the quarterback in a hurry. Play clock is down to 28. Doesn't matter. Game clock's at 22. Hankey back to pass. Schaffner back to pass. He's sacked. DJ Jones comes in and slams the door.
Tried to step inside as good coverage by Minot. Two guys running fly patterns, and that might be a little offsides of Minot. Oh, see if that's they spiked the football in that one, and it looks like they may have, although Minot looked like they were rushed across.
Well, looking at that DJ Jones play again here for the Magi. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation and a long 15 coming. Yeah, DJ Jones, when he hits you, there's some velocity behind that, boy, let me tell you. Well, the Demons are going to take one more shot with 5 seconds remaining on the 4th down. Schaffner back to pass, right up into the wind. Oh, it's going to be picked off. Conklin's got it. As that ball hung up in the air, Conklin goes up after it. It's going to be an INT, but it won't matter because brought down right where he caught it was Conklin as the coverage was there from Ty Lutzen. And we are through one half of football here tonight at the MDU Resources Community Bowl. Watch this ball just hang in the air here, Chuck. That wind, you want to talk about playing a factor? 500. Oh, that one's mine, says Conklin. Didn't matter much anyway. That brought first half to an end. We'll break it down in our intermission report coming up right around the corner here on the PSP Network. Doozy of a ball game. 2-point lead for Bismarck High in the 53rd all-time matchup between these two programs.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clairmont, and McBride.
Every 10 minutes, 3 people in the United States will die from a preventable incident. More people are dying on our roadways and in their homes than ever before, but that's where the North Dakota Safety Council can help. Safety is our mission, from the workplace to any place. We're a private nonprofit that offers more than 150 training courses that are dynamic, hands-on, and effective. From CPR and first aid to driver safety and even workplace violence preparedness, we want to make sure your loved ones come home safe each night. Go to ndsc.org to see how together we can make a difference.
15-13 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We're through one half of football here on the PSP Network. It's the Demons on top of the Magi. Number 4 Bismarck on top of number 3 Minot here in this showdown between West Region pros and big-time rivals inside of the West Region. Don't want to completely lose what I was talking about there, Chuck. Look out. I tell you what, that gameplay was so good in that first half that sometimes taking a little break isn't the worst thing. Overall, your thoughts on our first half of football?
Just a hard-fought game. We thought it was going to be a close one anytime you got these two teams with the stats matching up so close, 1 versus 2 offense, 1 versus 2 defense. Both teams 5-1 coming on into it, and a lot of great athletes on both sides of the football. So expected exactly what we got right there, a good, hard-fought game. Obviously, field position made a difference in some of these scores, but some good athletes out there in that first half. And, missed extra point and a 2-point conversion, basically, that's the difference of the first half.
Well, you look at the way that the wind is blowing, and I don't think it's going to let up here at all in this ball game tonight. That factor alone right there, if you've got the wind at your back and are down in this ball game, you certainly are in a lot better situation, a lot better of a situation than if you have that wind right at you trying to get a score at the end of this contest.
Yeah, and so the question is going to be the second half. Okay, what's Minot going to do? Are they going to take the football? Are they going to allow Bismarck to kick it? And they're going to go against the wind. I mean, so there is a decision to make now. It isn't as easy as it usually is, basically saying, okay, hey, we'll take the football the second half. Now there is a little bit of strategy into the call, and what are you going to do? And obviously they've shown today that Field position makes a difference, although Minot's second or their first scoring possession was against the wind. That was an impressive one where they went right down the field with their hogs and Broderick and Rosiska and put points on the board initially for Minot. So they've shown that they can score into the wind. And then Bismarck High, well, you got a 19-yard drive after Minot got stuffed on 4th down and 1 on their own 19. And so I love what's happened in the first half. A little bit of run, some cool passes, and a ton of defense. If you're a defensive guy, you love what's going on right here in this football game.
Yeah, not just a little flavor of defensive hits, but the rock'em sock'em type here tonight with some of the top defensive players in all 3A football in all of North Dakota.
Yeah, we didn't talk about defense a lot before the game, but boy, you got Larson and George and Anthony Brown. You've heard him a ton. Conklin, DJ Jones. Bedell's made a big tackle for loss in the first half. And then the Demon side, you got everybody involved in making tackles, and then a big play by Nagel with that interception. So the defensive side defenses on both sides have came out big today in this first half.
Well, one of the offensive players looking to make a difference in the second half is this week's Player of the Week. Actually, last week's Player of the Week, but he gets recognized here this week during the broadcast. Congratulations, Tyson Rosiska. On the poll this week for our Player of the Week, we've got Carter Hankey that's up for that award here this week, or is it Quinn Hafner? It's Hafner that's up for that award this week on the PSP Network. Go vote right now if you'd like for this week's Player of the Week on the PSP Network Facebook page. You would think that
Who are the 2 players that are up this week?
Over the amount of time that we've done games and broadcasts on PSP Network, Chuck, and after 20 years, you'd think that would probably be a good note to have written down on the piece of paper.
I did not mean to put you on.
I'm laughing at myself only for the fact that I said, is it Hafner? Is it Hankey? I'll tell you right now who it is that is up for this.
Hankey was a Player of the Week last week for us in Bismarck, and then obviously the Sports Clip Player of the Week MVP is different than what you got going on. I recognize that.
This week, up for that award, some players from across our great WDA and in western North Dakota. Here's who's up for that award. It is Quinn Hafner that's up for it. Bismarck High football, the senior quarterback. He had 4 touchdowns in that come-from-behind win over Mandan last week in week number 6. McKenna Nold from Jamestown, a volleyball player that she's, I don't know if she's human. She's the kill leader inside the WDA. She's about as good as it gets. Number 2 ranked Blue Jays had a perfect week last week. They swept Mandan, Bismarck, and Legacy. That's got her on the list. And then Minot High's got a young lady that's only a sophomore by the name of San Von Bokerd. She won the 50 free, the 500 free, and anchored the 400 relay, helping Minot High take first place in the Fargo Invite last week. So up for this week's award, Quinn Hafner, McKenna Nold, and Sam Von Bokerd. You can vote for those players on our social media platforms on Twitter and on Facebook. We're all about promoting those local athletes, and this is one way to do that. We certainly appreciate all you fans for joining us here tonight. We appreciate those sponsors as well. A big shout out and thank you to Prairie Coatings. They bring you our halftime report here tonight. Prairie Coatings, proud supporter of the PSP Network. Well, Chuck, this ball game's had a little bit of everything, like you said, including some big 4th down plays in the contest. You have a full stats recap for us after 2 quarters of football here tonight.
I do. First for the Demons, Carter Hankey, 10 carries, 30 yards for him. Bridger Owens has 1 carry for 7 yards. Quinn Hafner, the quarterback, 3 carries. Technically, 2 of them are sacks, but minus 2 yards net for Hafner in the first half. And Preston Lemaire, 2 for 11, including that first touchdown on the board, a 9-yard touchdown run. And then McNichols has a 2-yard run. Quinn Hafner passing 5 of 7. He has 1 touchdown to Lemaire, a 15-yarder on a 4th down play, and he has 1 interception to end the first half. It's almost one of those, that doesn't even count. You're trying to throw it in the end zone, and you get it on your statistics, but ultimately as a coach, you look at that one, and it really doesn't bother you. On the receiving end, Carter Hankey, 2 catches, minus 1. Ross Fisher has a catch for 10 yards. Lemaire, that 15-yard touchdown in the end zone on 4th and goal. And McNichol has 1 catch for 11 yards and a big first down on that catch and that reception. For Minot, it's the Tyson Rosiska show. 13 carries, 96 yards, 20-yard touchdown run on 4th down as well. Griffin Broderick, 5 carries, 47 yards, 34-yard touchdown run. Beater, the quarterback, 3 carries for 4 yards net negative 4 yards. Kellen Burke has 1 rush for 1 yard, and Lucas Beater, the quarterback, 4 of 6. Did not record that interception, so 4 of 6 in the first half for 31 yards. 2 catches for Conklin for 15. Rosiska has 1 for 3, and Caden Kraft has 1 for 3 yards. On the team statistics, the Demons, not a lot of yards in the first half, just 48 rushing on 17 carries. They have 5 completions for 35 yards. And then that's 24 total plays for 83 yards for the Demons. For Minot, they have 22 rushes for 140 yards. So good job on the ground for Minot High. 4 of 6 throwing, 1 interception. That was a big one on that last drive of Minot that could have stopped a potential game leading a touchdown. Big interception by James Nagel. They have 31 yards passing, so 28 plays in the first half, 171 total yards for Minot. So doubled up the Demons, 171 to 83. Punts, Demons got 2 for 32.5-yard average. Minot has just 1 into the wind for 16 yards. 2 penalties from Bismarck High for 15. No penalties for Minot. So good, clean first half for Minot from the penalty perspective. 6 first downs for Minot. Demons have just 4. A sack by DJ Jones late in that first half. A 4-yard sack, couple tackles for loss for Minot. Bedell has 1 of them. And then Henke has a tackle for loss for Bismarck High. Nagel with that interception, as we said, for the Demons, get a 36-yard return on that interception. And then Conklin ends the first half with an interception for Bismarck High, or for Minot. So halftime 15-13. It's a battle.
It's a battle. We'll have another battle tomorrow night on the PSP Network. Legacy and Century, 6:30 p.m. kickoff. Chuck Clairmont, Scott Woodmansey have the call tomorrow night. Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show will start tomorrow at 6 p.m. on the PSP Network. That should be a fun one, no question about that. I'll have action tomorrow night as well. We go to Single A football. We get to look at the #1 ranked team in all the land. For Single A, it's the Velva Aggies that take on the Bishop Ryan Lions. Bryce Gutnick and I will have the call at 7 p.m. starting with the 6:30 Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show tomorrow night from Herb Parker Stadium, home of the MSU Beavers. Well, let's put a cap on our halftime report brought to you by Prairie Coatings. Time for our second half when we return here to the MDU Resources Community Bowl. It's Bismarck by a 2-point conversion after 2 quarters of play.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
Some questions to be answered here tonight. Gentleman with the white hat wearing the official's outfit here this evening. We didn't hear the call on what Minot High's choice was for the second half, but we see that they're going to boot this one off to the Bismarck High Demons, traveling from the left to the right for the start of our second half of football. If you're just joining us, Minot's in white. Bismarck is in black and maroon. Minot trailing by 2, courtesy of Preston Lemaire and the Bismarck Demons. It's Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call. Well, partner, the first half was a lot of fun. I would expect that we could double down here in the second. We are officially underway as the Magi and Burke send that one through the back of the end zone. And it will be a touchback that starts the Demons off here in the second half. The second half is brought to you by our friends at the Pigskin Preview, published by the Printers, Inc. Get your Pigskin Preview. Big thank you again to North Dakota football fans that continue to support that publication. For guys like us, we're almost lost without that publication. The Hoopster, same way for basketball, but the Pigskin Preview and the Hoopster, big thanks to both those publications.
Yeah, we appreciate the WDA guys who post all those stats too out on the WDA.org website.
Well, the Demons go to work from their own 20-yard line. Handoff Henke, he's going to be gobbled up. Bedell was in there along with the big man, number 68, Dylan Huber, the defensive lineman, and then Griffin Broderick was the one that came through the gap and made the play.
Exactly. He went down low. Again, I love the discipline of this Minot defense. They recognize you're not going to go up high against backs like Bridger Owens and Hankey at 205. They are going down low and making the sure-handed tackles.
Demons offense works again here. Center of the field now, working from their own 20-yard line. No gain on that last play. Falling back to pass. Hafter, he's going to complete it over here to the near side. Into the hands it goes, and with the reception is number 35, the big man, Luke Doctor. And Doctor's got his 13th reception of the year. Logan Conklin was the one that made the stop.
Bootleg pass, fake that handoff to Hankey, roll out to the left side, and I like the way the quarterback shifted his feet, threw it on drag pattern across, coming from right to left.
Takes the pitch back, and it's just going to be a blast up the middle. That carry was from Bridger Owens, and Owens with some touches in the ball game here tonight. Brings the ball up to the 38-yard line here for Bismarck High School.
Surprised he might get the football more this second half. Just has one carry in each half because he runs so hard, and they're kind of keying on Hankey right now.
Set up here with formation back behind the quarterback, and you called it, Chuck. Owens goes right up the middle. He's got plenty for a first down, and then some. Brady Larson on the stop for the Magi.
Yeah, what's successful when I go back, right? Maybe Minot's expecting, okay, you gave him your token handoff to Broderick. He's not going to get it again, but that's exactly what happened. An 8-yard pickup for Owens. Now 3 carries, 21 yards.
Well, the Demons will set it up here from the left hash, working with a first down and 10 on the fresh set here as Hankey cuts to the edge on the outside. Oh, nice play coming in. Conklin, football's on the ground over on the far sideline. It rolled out a play.
I couldn't see who made that tackle. Went way down low again. It might have been Talon Junt. Here's as he came flying and went down low at the ankles. Was Conklin. What a tackle he made. And I tell you what, Hankey, he's still down right now. He's on the sideline. He's crawling on the sidelines right now. So Bismarck High is hoping that he's going to be okay. But there's been some tremendous tackles down low with the knee area of Hankey.
Well, that would be a monstrous loss for the Bismarck High Demons. Minot's going to jump. 9:30 to play here in this third quarter of football. 15-13. Bismarck's got the lead. Keep an eye to see if 4 and Black comes back out after that monstrous hit from Logan Conklin.
Yeah, he's still down on the ground on the opposite end. He's got his helmet off now, and he's on all fours. See if, they got the trainers coming over now to talk to him here, giving a little bit of water, and I don't think it was his, it definitely wasn't his wind. He's definitely looking at his legs.
Hopefully he's all right. Oh, miscommunication on the handoff. Football's going to come out. Ball's on the ground, but the play is going to be whistled dead beforehand. Anyhow, Dylan Huber, the 6'4", 240-pounder, comes in and creates the loss on the play for the Demons.
Mozoff was the one on the hand, as he seldom used. He got the handoff with Hankey being out, and Dylan Huber was not buying that one. He got into the backfield for a huge loss. A loss back. Well, they're going to say he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, but what a play inside. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was a 5-yard loss because they had 5 yards on the penalty.
Down to 8:29 to play, third quarter. They're going to pass here. Hafter picked off. Broderick's got it. Broderick's going to break free on the near side. Broderick's up over the 30, down to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Pick 6 for Griffin Broderick, and the Magi take the lead.
Steps in and tried the throw inside on a similar play, that drag play from the backside. I think it was Doctor, and Broderick was right there to pick it off, stepped in front of it about the 49-yard line. And a huge block on the outside. I think it was Michael George who just blew up Hafner, ran right over the top of him, and there was nobody then in front of Broderick as he had a host, like 6 white jerseys escorting him into the end zone. If there was your fan cam, if only they would have known that one was in the end zone, they would have ran over and posed in front of that one.
Yeah, good call. What a play there from Broderick. Second pick six here in 2 weeks for the Magi. Conklin had one last week. There you see that fan cam. Does Broderick get it here? Oh, he gets the handoff, but he's going to fumble it. He recovers on top of it. Minot High takes the lead, their first lead of the ball game here tonight. They lead 19-15 as Griffin Broderick from midfield had the interception. He ran it all the way down into the end zone for the pick six. 19-15, Minot leads on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Throwing well is knowing where you want the ball to go.
Like how the local bankers at First Western Bank and Trust take the time to learn about you and recommend the banking services like online banking or personal loans that keep your goals on target.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
Through the end zone it goes on the ensuing kickoff from Burke as he towers that one back, and the Magi will put the Demons at the 20-yard line to start the set of downs.
Yeah, and again, the wind is making a huge issue on both sides. First, it was to start the game for Bismarck High, and Minot got stuffed. Now it's Bismarck High trying to throw in the wind there, and they still got 8 minutes in this quarter that Bismarck got to get a first down.
Well, good news for the Demons. Hankey's back on the field. They fake the pitch to him. Hankey does not look 100%. However, well, let's keep an eye on him. I shouldn't say that. Looks maybe a little bit timid after he went down on the last series.
Hitter went right back to Bridger Owens again, and I wasn't paying attention to Hankey on that fake pitch to see where he's at, but he's a tough kid. He is not going to want to sit in the sidelines in this game, I can tell you that for sure.
They go to him here. He says, how about this, Hulberg, all the way up over the 35-yard line, and Hankey dances his way up for a Demon first down. Ruziska on the stop. Hankey on the carry, two of the best inside of the West region.
Showed his maneuverability, as great job of just putting his foot in the ground, then cutting back inside, and great blocking by Larson, Harlestead, and Easton Egberg.
Well, the Demons spread it out with a wide receiver on the left and the right. You see Minot High secondary waiting here, and it's Hankey on the carry. Hankey's going to be gobbled up on that play as the Magicians will make the stop from that front line. It's Aravet that comes up with the tackle for the Magi.
I thought, okay, I don't know. 32 was in the game. Peyton Jolliffe, he's the guy who was running out, and they were patting him on the head that like he had made the tackle, but good stuff right there. Hankey tried to bounce around, but Jolliffe in the football game, he's getting some love on the sidelines from his buddies, so must have been him.
Hafner's going to work it here, back to Hankey. They fake the pass. They go to Hankey. Hankey's going to pick up the yards on the play, not enough for a first down, and a third down coming here after Talon Junt made the stop for the Magi.
I am so impressed with these secondary guys for Minot. I mean, give credit to the big guys up front, right? They're the ones that are holding the offensive linemen, that they don't get a chance to come into the backers with Larson and George and Broderick, and nothing is better if you're a mid-level guy, whether it's linebacker, cornerback, safeties, when you got great defensive linemen that are forcing double teams on the front side.
Well, about a high defense that on the season has been stout. There's another big stop on the outside edge as the Magi are going to shut the door and force the fourth down. Michael George comes up with the stop.
Didn't see who caught that one for the Demons, but just a Fake handoff inside and quick hitter to him on the outside. And boy, there was nothing going on right there. He was stuffed immediately for actually a loss in the play of 1.
BNC.bank, locations in North Dakota and Arizona. They bring you the scoring here tonight, 19-15. Minot High's got their first lead of the ball game on a pick 6, courtesy of Griffin Broderick, as this ball is going to be towered up. Caught in the wind again. That one's going to drop next to Burke, and it's going to fall and take a Bismarck roll to the 32. The Magi offense will come back out here with 5:11 to play in quarter 3.
Sorry, that was actually a good punt. 30-yard kick, and then they got to waste about 5 more seconds as the ball was just kind of fluttering the wind. It wouldn't stop, so the officials didn't blow it dead yet.
Earlier on today, looking back at Bismarck High's history and some of those conversations that I led off with in the pregame show here today, talking with some buddies of mine that played high school football back in the early 2000s. Minot High's going to go to Rosiska here on the dance. Rosiska's going to be gobbled up. He's got a swarm of demons on top of him. Going back to that time of Weston Dressler and what he was able to do at Bismarck High School, a 3-time All-State selection, the player of the year his senior year. He went on to North Dakota where he held 19 records at North Dakota before going on to the Canadian Pro Football League. What was it like calling those games back in the day? That had to have been a
48
riot.
touchdowns that year, his senior year. It did not make Gatorade Player of the Year. It went to James Johannesson with, Tyson Roll, I think it was, or Tyler Roll.
Tyler Roll from West Fargo.
From West Fargo, yeah.
Really?
Yes. And I think West Fargo won the state championship that year, and he obviously had a tremendous season. Well, he had to beat Dressler and his ridiculously, numbers that he had.
Minot High's going to come up to the ball here as they have 3, make it 2 on the right side. Mo Shaban is Burke. They're going to hand off to him. Burke's going to try to find a seam, but he's going to be gobbled up right at the line of scrimmage, and a quick 3 downs for the Magi brings up the 4th down situation here as the stop was made for the Demons, and Aiden Titchener comes in. Tincher comes in and makes the play.
Yeah, what a great play there as he came flying up from his cornerback spot. Broderick was the guy leading the way on that play with Burke coming right to left across the formation, and he came knifing in, went down low, pulled down the much bigger Burke.
Off to punt this one away with the wind at his back. That towering punt from Heston Fowl takes him on a high bounce all the way down to the 10. Gathering it here for the Demons, and on the move now, this is Zur trying to make something happen out of nothing. And he's down on the ground as the Magi will see the Demons come up to the 20-yard line, and credit Zur on that play.
Well, credit Zur because he got away with it. Danger, as you picked the football up and had a Minot cover guy right there in front of you, and this guy, you talk about shiftiness. Holy cow! Lightning in a bottle. Zur, just short 10. He's not a big dude, just 5'6", 145. But that's some pretty good feet right there.
Cue up the footloose. Where's Kenny Loggins when you need him? Here the Demons work from their own 20-yard line. Handoff again. That one blasted right up the middle of the carry for Bridger Owens.
You had to know they were going to go to him again because the Demons have kind of been leading off with that inside handoff to him. And both Bedell was there, Broderick was there. They know it's coming, but they can't stop it because he runs so hard. And those 3 guys inside at 300, 300, and 250 are getting some movement.
Demons set up under center again here with Hafner. They go back to Hankey. Hankey breaks free. He's going to be close to the first down marker. Where do they spot the football? As Hankey's wrapped up over on the edge by a swarm of the Magi defenders. It is good enough for a first down. By the way, tonight's game is brought to you by Prestwich Orthodontics. 0% financing and free consultations online or in the office. Enjoy professional treatment in a fun, relaxed atmosphere. Check them out today at minotbraces.com. You can also Google Prestwich Orthodontics and see what their patients have said about them. On the handoff again, It's Owens that's going to dance his way forward. He's got a gain of just about 5 on the play before Brady Larson will shut the door.
Well, that's what they are getting. They're getting that 5 yards in a cloud of dust that they're giving the ball to that fullback every time. Give credit to Hafner. He's doing a really good job faking that handoff and then carrying the play out and faking the pitch. And it's holding one of those linebackers.
Demons are going to set up here in between the left and right hash. They go to work now as they hand off here to Hankey, and Hankey buzz free, somehow finds a seam. Conklin's going to be there to try to wrangle him down. He does, but that's after Hankey picks up a first down and more. The Demons are now at midfield.
Big block on the outside. He's trying to get the number of the Demons. I think it was Eason Egberg as he pulled around the outside and had a huge block, seal block, that allowed Hankey to pick up some extra yards. And boy, back-to-back first downs on a fullback carry and then a handoff to your tailback. And you get the clock dripping down here in this third quarter. It's exactly what the Demons are wanting to do is into the wind, churn up yards.
Handoff here to the Demons, finding the seam on the far side, breaking free on the carry. This is Staudinger, and he's going to dance his way all the way up over the 40-yard line. He hasn't touched the ball yet in the ball game, but boy, what a difference he is coming in the late portion of the third quarter.
Yeah, Deegan Staudinger, as he was lined up. I talked about those formations. I talked about the misdirection stuff for the Demons. Well, there's one of them right there, a guy that's hardly touched the ball on offense. He gets it on a misdirection, and he picks up big yardage, 13 and 15 yards.
First down and 10 now here for the Demons as Owens runs the ball forward. He's going to be stopped by DJ Jones, the Minot High homecoming king, at the 44-yard line.
Love it.
Well, this has been a fun one here tonight. Minot ranked number 3, Bismarck ranked number 4. Both teams at 5-1, as alluded to earlier on in the pregame show here tonight. And you look at the standings inside the West region where these teams sit right now with only 2 games remaining after tonight. Minot High hosts Williston next week and then West Fargo in a non-conference matchup. West Fargo Cheyenne will host Bismarck next week, and then Bismarck Century is the opponent for the final week of the season for the Demons. A win here tonight, I don't want to say is going to seal your fate inside the WDA, but it really is going to give you a pretty solid leg to stand on as far as finding that top spot in the West Region Championship. That's Perez on the play for Minot High.
Yeah, and I'm with you. And that's one thing here, too, is you got to love Hankey in terms of his hesitation there and churning up the yards, getting all the way to a quarter break with Bismarck High, getting a chance now to win at their back.
3 quarters in the books. We've got one left here tonight. Join us tomorrow for high school football, Legacy and Century. Right here at the Bowl. Chuck and Scott Woodmansey have the call tomorrow night. That should be a good one as well. Fourth quarter comes up next in this top 4 matchup at the top of the WDA ladder. Minot High by 4.
Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
53rd all-time matchup between these two programs. Bismarck High has dominated 34-18 for a record, 34 wins. Minot High, however, has got the last 2. This is a big one in the rivalry here tonight. If you can beat the Demons or if you can beat the Magi in this Highway 83 battle, it's not only good for the standings, but the confidence certainly rides, and it's a moral one as well, as Landon Bedell is going to make the stop on that carry for the Demons. Owens, who rushed it forward for a gain on the play, bringing up the 4th down.
Yeah, big stop right there. And, it's like 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what the last 3 plays have been. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. Leaves just 1 yard for a first down. Which way are the Demons going to go? Are you going to give it to Owens? You're going to give it to Hankey?
Well, you see Minot High's defensive core waiting the rush here. That's going to be enough for a first down for the Demons, as it's going to.
Neither. You give it to the quarterback,
yeah,
right?
I was just going to say.
They were all probably waiting on that, expecting one of the other two guys we just mentioned, and they said, we're going to fool you on that one. We'll give it to the quarterback. The quarterback will keep it.
Talking about that before the showdown here tonight to Mark Gibson in his 25th year, 204 wins, 63 losses. You know that playbook has to be pretty thick, and he's got some options inside of his years and his experience. Handoff again as that ball's going to be rushed over the 20-yard line. The carry was there, and the Demons continue to move into the Serve Pro red zone. 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians, and Owens dances forward.
It's one thing we talked about coming out of the halftime break is Owens going to touch the football more, and he absolutely has. And it's Owens running hard on those quick hitters, but I cannot say enough about the bigs in the middle. And as well as those tackle, the offensive line is doing tremendous job for the Demons tonight.
Demons have it spread out now as they're going to hand off here. Hankey dancing to the middle, flag on the play, spin move. Hankey's inside the 10-yard line, but the flag coming back behind the line of scrimmage. They bring this play back.
Probably a hold in the backfield, as I couldn't say which one it was. It was Jones or somebody had jumped into the backfield. I think it was Huber actually, and had gotten held by one of the Demon, I think it was Eggberg, that probably had the hold, and that's going to take him back 10. Big play. The defensive lineman, Dylan Huber, 6'4", 240, getting in the backfield, causing that disruption. Big play. That's what you cannot have right here. Everything's going so well. You've got basically 10 straight runs, and now you got to go backwards, and you got a second and long.
The other X factor to this, if you're just joining us here tonight when Minot High gets the ball back, they've got to go into the North Dakota wind here tonight. Don't take North Dakota wind lightly. It is still howling straight from the west. They fake the handoff, back to pass. Hafner across the middle. That pass falls incomplete as it was tossed out into the flat. It was intended for Luke Doctor, but incomplete on the coverage from Conklin and company of the Magi.
And if they had some confusion on the play, because they had one lineman for Bismarck High. It was Heupel who pulled to the outside, or excuse me, it was Schaefer, and he was the kind of the lone lineman in front of Hankey, and there was nobody on that side, and Schaefer kind of looked over at the quarterback Hafner like, hey, we got a guy wide open right here. You got to get him the football.
Demons will set it up from the right hash. Who will get the ball on this play? Is it set up again with a motion man here for Bismarck High? That's Lemaire with a pair of touchdowns tonight. Hafner rolls out, hits the screen, tried to get it off there to Hankey. He had coverage, as on top of him was Michael George, and the pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, and he had Arvet right in his face, so no time there for Hafner, and he's rolling out to his left. It's a right-handed quarterback. That's a hard throw, and he just tried to force it. A short arm pass was nowhere near the intended receiver, Hankey.
4th down and 13 with 9:51 left here in the ballgame. Bismarck trailing by 4. I would not be surprised to see Mark Gibson take a shot at the end zone here in this portion of the ballgame as the Demons line up on the right hash.
Where's Lemaire in the play? He's lined up on the left side.
Well, we're going to see a timeout coming as Mark Gibson comes out onto the field for the Demons. Is that crazy talk to think they might take a shot here, Chuck?
Well, I think what Coach Gibson wanted to see is what Minot's going to line up in that formation, and it looked to me like they had basically man-to-man. Talon Junt was lined up across from the outside receiver. That's Preston Lemaire. Junt just goes 6 foot. Lemaire, we knew that he had won the jump ball against Logan Conklin, so that might be the call. Coach Gibson sees that, saying, okay, what are we going to do right here on this play? He saw what he wanted. What adjustment is it going to be at this point in time for Bismarck High? Our green screen behind us.
Yeah, don't you love that? I was saying earlier on tonight, we're doing our best to give you folks the absolute best show we possibly can each and every night to help promote these young athletes on the PSP Network. The behind the scenes of PSP Network, if you only knew, an operation that works on a budget that would be half of our competitors. Not half.
Half.
Oh, give me a break.
Oh,
yeah.
A tenth?
Half, I wish. The 2012 Suburban out front still.
They flipped him now. They put Lemaire on the right side.
Screams otherwise. Here come the Demons now with a 4th down and a long 13 is back to pass downfield. A shot coming. Oh, goes off the hand. Will we see a flag on the play? Incomplete pass. Coverage was there out of the secondary from Talon Junt.
Yeah, they went to the backside to Andre Austin, and Coach Gibson is out kind of talking, thinking there might have been a little bit of a hand check. We'll see it on here as he goes to the backside, throws it up in the air, and no, I think it was just a good play as Junt tried to put his right hand up on that one, and maybe it caused some issues with Andre Austin, but what a defensive stop for the Minot Magicians.
Well, the Magi with a 1st down and 10. The game plan here, I'd have to think, would be to eat some time off of this clock that's got 9:45 remaining here in the ball game. They have a 4-point lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Ruziska cuts. Now he dashes. He's up for a gain of about 4 on the play before he's tattooed by that linebacking core for Bismarck High. And there's some studs on that defensive side for Bismarck. Bridger Owens, Hank Key, Braxton Just, and James Nagel were the starters from that linebacking spot here tonight for Bismarck High. Credit the bigs up front.
Sorry, Rosiska over 100 yards now, 104. But we talked about mistakes. That's one of the mistakes for the Demons where they were running the ball effectively. They get a penalty. That caused everything to change.
Handoff Ruziska trying to break free from the Demons. Still gets forward motion on the play, but the stop is going to be made by the Demons, and DJ Gabriel comes up and shuts the door.
Yeah, Gabriel, Jangula, Schlafman, big time in the backfield on that one, as that was a big call right there on, it was 2nd and 6, and a loss of the play of 1, another tackle for loss for the Demons.
Beater's going to bring the play call in. They work from the left hash. Ruziska in the backfield. You've got Conklin and Burke are going to switch sides now here on the wideout positions as the shotgun is going to be operated here by Beater. He puts Burke into motion, fakes the handoff, back to pass, over to the near side, all into the hands and then out of Burke as coverage was there from the Demons on the near sideline. And credit number 43 and number 18, Braxton, just on that play.
Well, you fake the handoff, the jet sweep to Burke, and you bring him around to the outside, and you get him, he's open. And the ball right through his hands. Very well thrown ball by Beater. Sets up perfectly, but it got it a little high, and I don't know if he looked, if he saw number 18 in the window of his face mask, but that forced him to punt in that wind.
Well, the Magi are going to be forced to punt as Heston foul right into the wind. Towers it up. The ball's going to be caught in the wind. It drops down at the 50, takes a Magi roll up to about the 47. And the Demons will go to work now on the offense with 8:16 to tick down in regulation. This one has been a war tonight, and it's far from over with over 8 minutes left here in the ballgame.
21-yard kick, no return, so Bismarck High gets great field position again with obviously loads of time here. So, mistakes. Can they avoid mistakes? Can this Minot defense, can they get something figured out to stop that rushing attack for Bismarck High?
If you haven't already done so, we politely and kindly ask you to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. Helps with our mission of promoting local athletes. Big stop for the Magi is coming up. Brown from the secondary is going to fly in and make the play as the Magicians will find themselves pinning the Demons back at their initial line of scrimmage.
Stottinger on the play again is a little run by Stottinger, and they weren't buying that one. I am so impressed with these defenders. Anthony Brown, Michael George, Conklin, Larson, Jones, Rosiska. I mean, they are number 1 ranked defense for a reason.
2nd down and 10. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Hankey's going to fall on top of it. Minot High's going to say they've got it. That play is going to be blown dead, and the Minot High coaching staff coming alive here on the near sideline.
Well, everybody's out in the field, but the officials are going to mark it, and they're going to say Hafner was down on the play as he tried to hit handoff, and it looked like it hit the hands of Hankey, and I didn't know who picked it up. Somebody must have went down and grabbed it from Bismarck High, but another mistake for Bismarck High there.
could prove to be costly here in this 5-1 showdown between number 3 Minot, number 4 Bismarck tonight. Tafter back to pass, big shot down the field, far sideline, reaching out, incomplete. Well, they went to Staudinger again on the far sideline. And again, the stop was made from Talon Junt. The cornerback for the Magicians has certainly had his work cut out here from time to time tonight.
Boy, he had Staudinger man-to-man and just read it perfectly. He turned upfield, stayed right next to him, didn't make any contact, made the play impossible to make for Staudinger.
4th down and 11 here for the Demons. Back at their own 46-yard line. And the Demons are going to be forced to punt as Burke is back to retrieve here for the Magi as we're under 7 minutes to play here in regulation. Hankey puts that one up in the air. DJ Jones was in hot pursuit, takes a Minot bounce back up to the 22. And the Magi bring it back out with a 1st down and 10. A 4-point lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Boy, this has been a good one here tonight, brought to you in part by our friends at Minot State University. The best way to predict your future is to create it. With over 100 areas of study at Minot State, you'll earn the degree for the career you desire. More than 96% of Minot State grads employed or continuing their education. It's Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. UPS Store also delivering you the ball game here tonight. UPS Store located on South Broadway in Minot. They're located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. Wind howls. Hole opens up for Ruziska. He's going to be up over the 30-yard line. And Tyson Ruziska dances his way near the 1st down marker for the Magi.
That is the exact play that Minot wants on 1st down as Ruziska went to the backside. An influence block, I think it might have been by Aravet, did a great job. Just kind of stepped left, let the Bismarck High step in front of him, and just drove him down. Huge hole in the cutback play for Ruziska, setting up just a short 1 yard on a 2nd down and 1.
Minot High cheerleaders coming alive again on the near sideline as the Magi put Conklin into motion. They're going to hand off. Ruziska cuts. He's going to try to get across that line of scrimmage. Will he have enough? It's going to be close for a 1st down. It will be. The chains move as the stop is made by Jangula and DJ Gabriel on the dual tackle.
Ruziska knew what he had to do. He needed to get just 1 yard and a 1st down, so he cut back, but he didn't go sideways. He went forward on that cutback, so good job by the offensive line. These bigs, Aravet, Fulton, Nichols, Armstrong, Huber, and then throw in the mini bigs and Bedell and Fall helping out.
The mini bigs that put a lot of guys to shame around the West region and in 3A football. Bismarck's got some big-time bigs of their own. Here's Ruziska. Oh, he's tattooed, but he had a big run there. He was absolutely chopped on that play by Luke Doctor.
But a huge hole on the left side as he cut back, and I think he thought he had a clear sailing. It was nice effort by Doctor kind of peeling back and helping out, and hit a big stick on Ruziska. But, hey, you'll take 5 yards on the 1st down every single time.
There you see Tyson Ruziska in the backfield. Minot High's got wide receivers on each side. Conklin's the motion man. They fake it to Conklin. Go to Ruziska. Look at that hole open up. Oh, Ruziska's going to cut free. He's over the 30, down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Ruziska to the house as he dances in. Moonwalk backwards, touchdown.
62 yards to the house. The Minot Magicians wearing down the Demons. Just a simple handoff to Ruziska. Huge hole up the middle. Arm tackle by McNichols. That wasn't going to happen. And then Ruziska showed his track speed as he outran everybody into the end zone. Ruziska now 184 and 2 touchdowns for the night.
Wow. Want to talk about an athlete? That, my friends, right there is one of them. And Ruziska in double digits in the touchdown scored this year. Burke right into the win here. He's got the point after. It's good. And the Magi lead 26-15 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Hashtag play of the game right there, possibly, Chuck. My goodness, Ruziska from over 60 away gives the Magi a cushion here with 4:38 left in the ballgame.
We look forward to serving you here at your local community bank.
Well, the Demons with an opportunity of their own here on the ensuing kickoff, breaking free up the far sideline. On that return is Zur, and Alex Zur is going to carry the ball up to midfield as the Demons go to work with 4.5 to play here in the ball game. They trail 26-15. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call. The game plan now for Mark Gibson's Bismarck High Demons. Is there a simple answer to that question?
Well, the clock is not your enemy right now. You got 2 scores you got to get right now in just 4:30. So your running game, while you're not going to abandon it, you definitely got to get some passes caught.
There's one of them right there across the middle. It will be caught. Hankey's got it. And the stop was made by Broderick for the Magi. Linebacker for the Magi comes up with the stop, but it's going to be a gain of 8 on the play and a second down and 2 coming here.
Just the 8th complete pass on the night for Hafner, for 53 yards. The Minot defense have had his number.
Demons go to work here. This one fired out over to the edge, out of the ground at width. That pass was intended for the Demons' number 7, and it was incomplete. Dropped on the ground as Jaron McNichols was the target.
And, the clock stops there. But see if they go back to the run here, because you got to get that first down. Of course, in high school football, you get a first down. The clock stops for Bismarck High. Will they have 2 plays called in the huddle?
3 wide receivers over on the left side here as Hankey's got it on the keeper. Hankey from the option. Oh, he's going to bust free. He's up over the 40. Now the 35 as he's going to move that ball forward. What a play coming there. Hafner, on the play. Thank you, Chuck.
Fake handoff to Hankey, and then Hafner keeps it himself. Picks up a much needed first down. Clock stops. Bismarck High quickly getting that play in and out with Staudinger.
Quinn Hafner here tonight with his optioned reads and his ability to run that football. You highlighted him in the pregame show tonight. Not afraid to rush the ball. 264 yards coming in. Here's Staudinger, far sideline. Staudinger is going to bust free into the Serb Pro red zone. And then Conklin tattooed him on the far wing.
He got blown up. He paid for it, but they showed why they want to get Staudinger the ball. He made one guy miss, just a little kind of, I don't even know if he juked him. I think he just kind of looked at him and a little right shoulder maybe, and then he went up the sideline with his speed, picks up 20 yards, and another big first down for the Demons.
Well, this is a gigantic play here for Bismarck High. Demons go to work. We do apologize on our video issue. Working on that for you fans here. Handoff comes away. Demons are going to carry it inside the 10-yard line. There's going to be a gain on the play.
Hafner on the run on that one again. He's keeping it. He's getting an extra guy and to help him out now. He's getting Hankey and Bridger Owens. So they've kind of switched guys from Owens to Hankey, and now the quarterback Hafner.
Down to 3:07 to play here in the ball game. On the keeper, Hafner. Forward for the 1 yard needed, and now it's a first down and goal to go for the Demons. In a must-score situation here with 3:02 left in the ballgame.
Yeah, now they got a Demon down in the field right now, holding his left knee or left ankle. Can't see the number, 77 for Bismarck High. That's Sam Larson, their center, and losing a guy like that would be huge. He has done such a good job in the middle against Jones and Huber.
You want to talk about huge, 6'3", 300 pounds.
So coming in the game, it looks like Garen Kraus. Now, Kraus, if you're a UND fan, you know that name. Mike Kraus was an all-conference center for UND football. This is his son, Garen Kraus. So he comes from a center family.
He's up on to both legs now. Good to see that.
He's limping a little bit. Well, holding that on that right knee and ankle. Moving a little gingerly. We'll see if they can get him off. Hopefully tape it up. Rub it down a little bit. Say, big fella, get back in.
Well, Mark Gibson's program here at Bismarck High is built by a bunch of warriors. Bismarck High, the winningest program in the state, as you mentioned. 6 state titles in the last 21 years, trying to get back to the Dakota Bowl. The handoff's going to come here. Dancing end zone touchdown. And the Demons are on the board again. It's getting interesting here in Bismarck.
Hankey gets in, and what a job to come in for Kraus. And right away, he's got to make a big block to get Hankey, to help get Hankey in the end zone. Obviously, you run over your big dude, Jack Schaefer, at 330, but Eggberg the backup, Kraus the backup, and Schaefer, your dude on the right side. Big hole pushed into the end zone, allowed a 3-yard touchdown run for Carter Hankey.
Hankey having quite the season here in his senior campaign. 12 touchdowns coming into the ball game here tonight. You could just keep putting tally marks by him. They're going to go for 2 now here, trailing by 5. Back to pass, looking, corner of the end zone. Touchdown, they got it. 2-point conversion, I should say, as Preston Lemaire was there. Lemaire converts on the 2-pointer.
Yeah, it's a nice play. You got 2-point conversions. You got those kind of set up, and Lemaire lined up on the outside. Little hard in route, post up. Good short throw by the quarterback to the outside. Nobody was getting to him.
Well, we've got ourselves a ball game tonight here in Bismarck. 3-point lead for the Magi. Just under 3 to go in regulation.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of Finland Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Well, do we see an onside kick coming here for the Demons?
I mean, you might, but you still have 2 timeouts and 3 minutes. So I don't know. It's hard to say what no matter what, Minot's going to run the football. Most likely they get a first down. The game could be over.
Well, buckle
he's
up.
Lined up way back, like he's going to kick it over the head of potentially some of the to try to pin Minot deep and then rely on that Demon defense.
Well, if you remember back to last week, if you're following the Magicians, the Hands team for Minot High had a blunder to start the second half against Cheyenne. Cheyenne recovered the second half kick. They went down and scored 4 plays later. Do the Demons try that here as Hankey's the one that waits with the ball on the tee? 26-23, Minot High on top of the Demons just scored. They added 2 more with Preston Lemaire. Hankey's going to go to work now here. He will put the boot on it. He's going to tower this one down all the way over the head of Ruziska. Rolls into the Minot High end zone. And the Magi will start at the 20 after an impressive Bismarck High drive that brings them back within 3.
Yeah, they start at their own 44-yard line. And, boy, 7 plays, minute 31 in the clock. So good job, efficient use, and just 1 timeout on that drive. 56 yards, 3 first downs. So they did the first step. He almost stopped that football on the 1-yard line right there. Minot's lucky that it took an extra roll going back the other way to go into the end zone, or they'd have been pinned deep and really would have changed what they could have potentially ran.
Stick around tonight, by the way, for our Planning Team Financial Advisors at Shots Crossroad Postgame Show. We'll have our MVP of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips, and our Move of the Game, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Here's Ruziska on the first down. He's over the 20-yard line, then he's swarmed up.
I think Coach Gibson calling a quick timeout. He's been screaming at it right now. That was a couple seconds that ran off after that.
Hub International Insurance timeout on the field. Contact Josh Cattell or Michael Borman today, 355-3100. They handle all your business and personal insurance needs. It's a ball game at the MDU Resources Community Bowl, and it's not quite done yet. 26-23, Magi on top.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan. Nothing like rivalries and rivalry football matchups. We've got one in Bismarck tonight. Ruziska on the carry. He's got a swarm of demons on top of him. Another stop for Bismarck High. Credit's going to go to number 36, James Nagel.
Demons, did they call another timeout on that one, or are they waiting? They did call a quick timeout there, too. Last timeout, officials put 3 seconds back on the clock. Coach Gibson was complaining, so this one just 7 seconds rattled off on that play.
Well, we'll keep it here inside of the press box at the MDU Resources Community Bowl. Chuck, we talked about this place a little bit earlier on here tonight. In 2017, they returfed it. 2014, the $8 million renovation. You remember back in 1997 when this place opened? Obviously, this has been a real gem for the capital city.
Oh, yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with Hughes Field, but this is pretty dang nice, truly from a spectator standpoint. And obviously, state track meet's pretty amazing. I would be shocked if they throw the football.
Minot High's going to fake it here. Oh, they open it up again. Ruziska's up the near sideline, 40-yard line, 50, up to the 45. Cutback, step move. Oh, look at him go. Ruziska continues all the way into Bismarck territory. He's hauled down after the play just at the 22-yard line, but Tyson Ruziska showing why he's one of the top talents in North Dakota.
Well, you spread the field is what you do. Trips to the right side of the formation. You limit it inside. What's Bismarck going to do? Are they going to line up with those trips guys or not? And then you give it to Ruziska and you show his speed going to the short side of the field, and nobody was outside contained for Bismarck High. What a play. And it's that left tackle, Aravet. He's the guy that had to kind of hold that defensive end spot. That could be the game right there. From the 23 to the 23, add that up, that's 54 more yards for Tyson Ruziska going over the 200-yard mark. 232 and 23 carries.
Well, his last run of 62 yards for the touchdown we thought was maybe a candidate for the move of the game. That one right there could have iced it potentially. And now they get the Demons to jump.
Well, they have. I think they brought Schaefer. Yeah, Schaefer. Jack Schaefer's in, the big defensive or offensive tackle. He came in at nose guard. He just blew up Tegan Nichols on a hard count. He's going to come out. Schlafman will come back in. A call to me that I'm not putting it on a guy, but that holding penalty that took the Demons back and they didn't score when they had the ball on the 18-yard line. That was a big play of the game. And we said Minot mistakes. Well, it was a Bismarck High mistake that, and then the fumble when Bismarck High got it back on their next possession. Even though they got it back, they ended up having to punt on just a 3-and-out.
Wind continuing to howl here tonight. That's been the only consistent thing we've seen here this evening in this showdown is
49 degrees now, 20-mile-an-hour winds. Looks like they're going to take a knee. I think Bismarck High, they can't stop it anymore. So it'll be kneels and done. So I'm going to put my parka on that I don't have. Work my way downstairs, big fella.
Well, we appreciate your work up here tonight. He'll be back, Chuck will, with our post-game show coming up in just a few moments. Oh, what a ball game here tonight. Hang tight with us. Well, victory formation here for the Magi. Play clock all the way down to 5. Goes back up to 40, but Minot High's got downs remaining. They're going to improve to a record of 6-1 with a victory here tonight over the 5-1 Demons, who are going to drop to 5-2. Minot High, number 3 inside of North Dakota AAA football. You see what they're able to do here tonight against number 4. Chuck Clairmont will join me here in just a moment. Well, Luke Beater brings the football back up to midfield with the celebration. The Magi are victorious tonight in the capital city. 19th win all time in the 53rd matchup with the Bismarck Demons. Boy, was it a good one tonight. We're going to break it down when we come back. Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads postgame show comes up next here on the PSP Network.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Clean it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Tonight on the PSP Network, it's Minot High over Bismarck High, 26-23. Chuck Clairmont is on the field with Chauncey Hendershot.
All right, thanks, Nick. Down here with Coach Hendershot. Is this game everything you expect it to be? Two teams running offense, tough defense. Came down to the wire, Coach.
Yeah, I think it's WDA football at its best, and credit to Bismarck High. It's a great program. They got everything rolling. Just a tough game tonight. Really, just so proud of our kids and our coaches, our players. Executed when they needed to, and we learned some hard lessons last week, and I think they paid off in some crunch time moments this week.
Talk to me about that last play, third down. You got to get a first down. You go trips right. Walk me through that, the calls of the coach, and what you were out of that one.
I saw something on film from the first half, and we gave up points, and old coach says that one in the old lower and we needed a play there. Got it to our playmaker number 2, and then Tyson was off to the races, and just great execution up front as well. It's a play we have a tremendous amount of confidence in, and we got them in what we wanted, and it did.
Offensively, just ran the football so well, resist over 200 yards. But to me, defensively, you guys made some big stops when you needed to.
Yeah, our defense has been lights out all year, and just a physical group that's stepped up and just looking to get better every week. We'll keep this one in perspective. Got 3 games left, and there's nothing easy, but proud of our team.
And being a team like Bismarck High, obviously you're going to be number 1 now going at. So a couple big games left for you guys, but you kind of right now you kind of write your own ticket, so to speak.
Yeah, I think year in and year out, this is a litmus test for our program on physical football play. Going up against Bismarck, we have a tremendous amount of respect for their staff and the way they play. So happy to get the win, but we still have some work to do.
Great win, Coach. Enjoy the drive home.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, let's get Tyson in here, or did he take off? Hey, congratulations, buddy. I'll let you hold this one down here. But great job for you tonight. I mean, over 200 yards tonight. What do you say about your offensive line? Boy, you guys had some holes today.
Oh, the holes were massive. One cut and I could make a play, but even like when I was getting tackled by the first guy, it was usually about 8 yards. So it was great. I love those guys, and they really worked tonight.
For you guys, I know you play both sides of the football, and to me, as good as your offensive was, I thought some stops you made down the stretch, and you had guys stepping up, everybody across the line, the defense, like the cornerbacks, you guys were making big tackle after big tackle.
Yeah, no, there's obviously some missed plays, like not all 11 making a play, but that same person that made that mistake, you can count on it every time. The next play, they're bouncing back, they're making a big play.
And what do you say about this Bismarck High team? A rivalry, big time. You guys have beat them 3 times in a row, and this was a tough matchup today.
They're a little talkative, but they're competitive, and I love it. It's fun to have a good competitive game like that one. So that's good.
And for you guys, your offensive linemen,
you got to single them out for me individually and talk about those guys, because as a former offensive lineman, you're not getting 200 yards if you don't have big holes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Justin Wood stepped in, Joe Bryce said, and he got hurt a few weeks ago, obviously. This is his first game starting this year, and I thought he did great. Ethan Armstrong, he's a hard worker. You'll never see somebody more fierce than he is. Tegan Nichols, Mr. Reliable. You can count on it. Every snap will be great, and he'll always find a guy to block. Dylan Huber, he's a huge guy, so, against this big defense, he was great. He was very important. And to finish, Derek Arvet, that's one of my favorites. I've been playing with him my whole life, and he's just always been intense and great to have on my team.
How about your mini hogs, your tight ends?
Essen Fall and Lennon Bedell, those are great guys. They don't care if they're blocking, if they're running routes, no matter what they're working for. I love them.
That's a big win, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, back up to you, Nick.
Well, we appreciate you, Chuck Clairmont, down on the field with Tyson Ruziska here tonight and Chauncey Hendershot. What a showdown it was here in the capital city. It's Minot High that picks up win number 6 on the year. Wow. The Magi moved to 6-1 overall here in the 2023 campaign. Plenty more to come on the Shots Crossroads and Planning Team Financial Advisors post-game show. Shots Crossroads, where team buses are always welcome. Home to the famous number 99, but you should try the banana cream pie there. I'm telling you, it's delicious at Shots Crossroads and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team can help you with all your financial needs. Plenty more to come here on the post-game wrap-up tonight. Chuck and I will have the full numbers of this ball game. We'll hand out some more awards. We'll also take a look at the standings in the media poll after the Minot High Bismarck High showdown tonight on the PSP Network. It was a doozy tonight at the MDU Resources Community Bowl. We knew it would be good, and it was. 26-23, Minot on the victorious side.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food reward program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Nothing like leaving the press box and going onto the field for the first time, or leaving this room for the first time at about 3.5 hours and finding out that the Alberta Clipper is clipping his way right on through. Nick Hulberg and Chuck Clairmont here on the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shaw's Crossroads postgame show. It's cold out there, hey?
You know, we talked about it being cold, but not even close to what I expected. I mean, beforehand, when I walked in here and kind of walked in the field a little bit, I don't know what it was. Maybe because the sun was out, you didn't realize or recognize the cold. But standing down on the sidelines or down there to do the interviews, wow, it is cold. That definitely was a factor tonight. And Rosiska, I mean, he's got short sleeve on, and you know, I like that kid. He's got a chip, and I love it. As a football guy, you got to have a chip.
Don't you love that conversation as well? It sums up this rivalry. They like to talk a little bit tonight. They're going to like to talk a little bit any night that you get Minot High, Bismarck High. Doesn't matter what the sport is. They certainly are going to have some words for each other, but you can also sense that there is a little bit of a respect factor still there.
Well, there totally is, and I mean, there might have been talking, probably by both sides. I'm going to guess it wasn't just Bismarck talking, and Minot definitely got the last laugh, I guess, in the last talk at that point tonight. And Rosiska, I mean, he showed why he's going to be an All-Stater this year, on both sides of the football. He's a football player. Let's just say that. I mean, yeah, okay, he had 232 yards and 2 touchdowns and some big runs, but defensively, there's so many dudes who stepped up, and we called his name a ton tonight, and that's probably what impressed me the most tonight about how many high-quality football kids there were. You know, a lot of times you have football games, a lot of kids get 10, 11, 12, 13 tackles. You say somebody's name over and over again, but for Minot, I mean, it was everybody across the board. You take a look at that defense for them, and you know, I can't say enough about the defense. The guys up front, Bedell, we said his name enough. Huber, Jones. I mean, Arvid didn't say a lot, but again, he was taking 2 blocks, and these linebacking crew and Larson and Broderick and George, you know, so good. The passing game was non-existent for Bismarck High because Junt and Brown and Conklin and Rosiska were doing such a tremendous job covering everybody. So, again, impressive game on both ends for Minot High, and they're going to be there down the stretch. That game was, I'm sure, last week at Battle of Cheyenne, and I was going to ask the coach something about the recovery after a tough loss on that one, but you know, I'm sure he's going to enjoy this one a big time because that win against Bismarck High tonight, coming off that loss last week, was big.
A pivotal spot maybe in the season, a must-win spot in the season if they want to make a run towards that Dakota Bowl. For the Demons on the other side here tonight, overall, can they take anything as positives out of the showdown here tonight, Chuck?
Well, of course. I mean, the Demons tonight, they played tough, right? They were punching each other back in the mouth, back and forth. So there was no question that Bismarck High feels they could play on the field with Minot, and they absolutely did. Bismarck High is going to have a lot of takeaways. They're going to go back and say, we got to throw the ball better. They did not pass the football as well as they needed to be victorious tonight, and that might have been the difference of the game, as they were able to kind of key on the runners. And even though Bismarck High they still had some good yardage. They had 159 yards on the ground, so close to their average tonight. But I just felt like they were not effective throwing. They had 5 completions in the first half. They had 4 in the second half, and just one that made of any significance. And so they'll go back to the drawing board. Coach Gibson, they'll dig in this and figure out what they can come out of it, and there'll definitely be some things I'm sure they'll learn from it, and there's some changes they'll make probably even next week. I'm not saying personnel changes, but changes in terms of whatever they might want to change defensively and some philosophy, and when they play a team as good as Minot again.
I'm telling you, the amount of work that you do up here during a broadcast would fascinate people. The amount of work that pen is doing. Just take a look inside the press box here with Chuck Clairmont and yours truly. I mean, you're legendary for what you do with the prep work and the amount that you're doing on this sheet right here. I mean, folks, it's a lot of work throughout the ball game. Brings us to our game reset here tonight. Do you have some official numbers for us from your handiwork?
Yeah, absolutely. For Bismarck High, Cutter Henke, 19 carries, 56 yards. Bridger Owens, 9 for 49. Quinn Hafner, 7 for 26 yards. Stottinger had 1 for 15. Lamar had 2 for 11 yards, including a 9-yard touchdown run. McNichols had 1 for 2. Throwing the football, Quinn Hafner, 9 of 17, 73 yards, 2 interceptions, a 15-yard touchdown to Preston Lemaire. Henke had 3 catches for 7 yards. Doctor had 1 for 11. Fisher had 1 for 10, a 15-yard catch for a touchdown with Lemaire in the first half. And McNichols had 1 for 11 yards. For Minot High, you talk about a blank stat sheet. I mean, hey, there ain't much there except one big long one, the big long line on there for Tyson Rosiska. You know, he touched the football 23 times, throwing another pass he caught, so 24 times. He was the man tonight. 232 yards on the ground, Nick. Pretty amazing game for him. And you know, the 62-yard touchdown run, that was huge. Then you throw in the 20-yard touchdown run the first half. But it was that 54-yard run on a third down and 6 that sealed the deal. That was the biggest one to me. For Broderick, 5 carries, 47 yards, including a 34-yard touchdown run. Beater, the quarterback, 3 carries, net 4 yards. Kellen Burke had 2 for 1, and then Beater didn't have to throw the football. 4 of 7, just 1 pass attempt in the second half was incomplete. He had 31 yards, had 1 interception. So Conklin had 2 in the first half for 15. Rosiska 1 for 3, and Caden Kraft had 13. And we'll hit these team stats. I didn't cover all of them, but the biggest part on top, Bismarck High actually had the ball the second half a lot. I mean, Minot only had 13 plays in the second half. That is crazy. I guess they had 17 officially, but the last 3. When they just took a knee.
Victory formation.
Victory formation. But Bismarck High, 39 carries, 159. So they had a big second half rushing. Minot, 36 carries, 276 yards. What a job on the ground for the Hogs. I loved how Rosiska went across by name, talked about every single one of them. That was awesome. 73 yards passing for Bismarck High, just 31 for Minot. So overall stats, 56 total plays for Bismarck High, 232 total for Minot, 43 plays, 307 yards. So, the stats say the difference. Well, the one big stat is the game score, right? 26-23, but it's that ground and pound for Minot. 36 carries, 276. That made the difference.
What a night tonight. Good game, top to bottom. WDA standings coming into tonight look like this. Minot and Bismarck were tied at the top of the list overall at 5-1. Minot is now unbeaten in the conference. They're 5-0 with 2 games remaining, and they've got Williston left on their conference schedule. Minot High looking to be at the top of the list when it's all said and done. You can't put the chicken in front of the egg or vice versa here, the cart in front of the horse. But in my mind, that almost wraps it up for the Magi in the West region after taking down the Demons here tonight, moving to 5-0 inside of the conference with only Williston remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, they kind of sealed the deal right there as in the West region. So, but then again, that doesn't matter in the overall, right? So it still matters to them that they obviously want to run the table, and if they can run that table and finish with just that one loss, who knows where they could end up? Could they end up number 2 if Cheyenne has to play Bismarck High yet? And that'll be a big game, as that's next week even. So Bismarck High, no rest for the wicked. They next week go on out to West Fargo, Cheyenne. So Minot High, I guarantee, is going to be rooting for the Demons to beat West Fargo Cheyenne, because that would put Bismarck or Minot up in that potential 2 slot, depending on what's happened to Shanley. Though they are playing so well right now. I don't know who's on their schedule. I guess tomorrow, I probably have it somewhere here, who they play tomorrow. Upcoming, yeah, so see if Shanley's on here. I do not have them listed in terms of the West Region games, so I can't tell you who they play. But Shanley, hard-pressed to see somebody beating them, because they've already played Cheyenne. They beat Cheyenne, and I think they played Davies too. So playoffs, I know they're a couple weeks away, but I hope the weather's better than it was today.
Yeah.
Just from my own perspective.
It was a cold one when you went out there. I could tell that by the time you got back up here. By the way, more football tomorrow night. Single A coverage on the PSP network. You've got number 1 and Single A Velva taking on unranked Bishop Ryan tomorrow night. Hope you join us for that call. I will have it with Bryce Gutnick tomorrow night. And then a matchup here at Bismarck as Legacy and Century. We'll go toe-to-toe. Chuck Clairmont, Scott Woodmansey will have the call of that showdown tomorrow night on the PSP Network. Valvoline Instant Oil Change starts at 6 tomorrow for the AAA game, 6:30 for the Single A game tomorrow night here on the PSP Network.
Shanley does play Davies, so this is a big week for him. 1 play 5, so thanks, John, helped me out there. And it's at Davies, so that'll be a big matchup. I would be shocked if Davies can beat Shanley, but it's the one opportunity they could surely make some noise in the poll, so to speak, if they did it.
Time for our move of the game tonight. It's brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Jobbers can help you with your moving and storage needs. Find them online, jobberswarehouse.com. Locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. Well, I had one queued up, and then there was a play on Minot's very next drive that kind of took the cake for me. You alluded to it already as the play of the game here tonight. That was Tyson Ruziska basically icing it for the Magi here this evening. I've got both of those highlights for you here. This is actually the scoring touchdown from Ruziska that could have been in that conversation. And you're going to watch these two clips here, Chuck, that they're almost mirrored images of each other with where he ran the football from and how he did it. Watch him moonwalk into the end zone here. This is to give Minot High the cushion. This is not the move of the game that's coming up in just a moment, but this one's certainly a pretty solid candidate here for the move of the game.
Well, obviously he had a little chip against some of these guys from Bismarck High as he turned and went backwards against them, but this was the play to me, and I love that Coach Hendershot said we saw something on film. We alluded to the film stuff about how many of these teams can watch each other, and Ruziska, they run backside on it, see how Demons adjust probably to a trips formation, and then Ruziska just does the rest on his own as his speed gets to the outside and then smartly cuts it back inside, doesn't go out of bounds, cuts it inside, goes down, and that was it. That was game over. So that's our Jobbers Moving and Storage and move of the game, or moves of the game if you want to call it that, Tyson Ruziska.
Ruziska moving his way to the top of the list in the WDA for the stat lines here in 2023. Big time tonight. JobbersWarehouse.com. MVP of the showdown here tonight. Well, I don't know. It's hard not to double dip on a night like this tonight with what we just saw from that young man, Tyson Ruziska. Well, let's just show the highlight one more time. Your MVP here tonight, Ruziska dancing to the house. I'm telling you, the little moonwalk back into the end zone of Bismarck High gets Minot High in the playoffs. I would guarantee you this will be a topic of conversation heading into that showdown, you'd have to think, coming up if a postseason matchup is upon us with those two teams. Nevertheless, MVP of the game, Tyson Ruziska here tonight. Chuck, overall, your thoughts and closing thoughts here tonight.
Great game, hard-fought game. We thought of it. Some great defensive plays, good hard running by both teams, and it was fun. Football night here, right? It's not Friday night under the lights. It was Thursday, and it was a cold one, but both these teams performed, and both of them can hang their hats on a quality football game, and I think we're going to see these two teams again. We'll probably see these two teams on PSP before the end of the year's up in the playoffs, got a feeling.
I would have to think so. Well, we need to mention, by the way, that the MVP is brought to you by Sport Clips, where you can get your haircut today. They treat you like an MVP with the MVP haircut experience. They'll be logging in online tomorrow and then signing in with a hairstylist. It's quick, it's convenient. They do a great job. I'm due for one. They have locations in Minot and Bismarck. Sport Clips brought you the MVP here tonight. Partner, a lot of fun working with you. It was a
blast.
It was a great showdown tonight. We knew it would be good. It didn't disappoint at all for me. I thought it was a good ball game.
Oh, it was a great ball game. And when I'm impressed every game, Nick, we keep raising the bar from PSP. I was sitting here, I get caught up listening to John Haugen running the show on the camera side, listening to him teach some young whippersnappers how to run the camera. And I think it's just impressive with what we do in the budget here at PSP. And I can't wait to go watch the game myself at home.
That should be fun to watch back. We'll see how good it really was here tonight. Big thank you to John Haugen. He did a fantastic job as always. John, you're appreciated more than you know, my friend. Owen Patterson on the broadcast staff tonight. Great job to him tonight. And Andrew Woodbank, Little Woody, with a job well done. A performance here tonight again on the PSP Network. For my partner, Chuck Clairmont, here this evening, I'm Nick Hulberg, signing off from the MDU Resources Community Bowl. The Magi win 26-23 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. We'll be at it tomorrow night. Legacy Century. Woodbancy Clairmont on the call for that one. Hulberg Gutnick on the call for Velva and Ryan. Until then, please have a great night. Be safe, and God bless.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Damn it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of Finrun Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.